yourself a gun. Your mama always said you'd be the chosen one.
That's not even the famous.
Every step I take.
Every step I Tony's eating his sugar puffs. Did season 3 kick off with a bang? It really needed it. No, guys, because undoubtedly I think this was the worst episode of the series.
Holy
to this
crap,
point.
it just dawned on me this was the season premiere.
Yeah.
Jesus, normally you start the season with something good.
No, this was horrendous.
45 minutes of them trying to put a bug in Tony's house.
49 minutes.
Okay, 49 minutes there.
49 minutes is all I've got, is all I'm willing to give you. But when he said 49 minutes of putting a bug in Tony's house, that is what happened in this episode.
Yeah, I'm not even like stretching. Imagine, obviously, there was a wee bit of spying going on the family members as well, but nothing. It was filler. How's this episode not filler?
Other TV shows, right, would have wrapped this up in 5 minutes.
Aye.
Like a 5-minute montage of the
It's like somebody going in pretending to be a worker or something like that.
Yeah.
And aye, don't worry, I'll fix your dodgy pipes. And then when they're no looking, they plant a wire or something. Yeah, the Sopranos decided it was a good idea to infest 49 minutes into this episode.
IDMB rated it an 8.6.
Maybe that was because Adriana looked good in her tennis gear.
Well, it could be, but...
Maybe that's what the high rating's for. It couldn't be for the story, though.
No, you say story, there was no story.
Well, no, there was a story, but there was only one story.
I know, but...
And the story was bugging Tony Soprano's house. I mean, normally with Tony, you always get a couple of funny lines, and normally the scenes with his crew are good. We only really got one scene with his crew, and everyone was sitting there fucking depressed.
Eating with your pishy shoelaces. No, but there was no fallout for last season.
If you touch your shoelaces, you're going to have piss on your hands.
Where was the fallout for last season?
I wanted to see Tony depressed. Well, he's always depressed. But I wanted to see Tony depressed over Big Sal. It's almost like Big Sal didn't fucking exist.
Did she even really exist, Sal?
The other guy...
Exactly, did this show even exist?
Richie Aprile. Like, not even a wee mention of him. Yeah, he gets mentioned by the cops or whatever, but why is Tony not like that? Good job I got rid of
You know
Richie.
what? I actually think they might have to rewrite a lot of this episode because the actress that played Livia died in between season 2 and 3, and she is in episode 2 CGI. I think they had to rewrite a lot because this to me was horrendous.
Well, maybe that's why I got an 8.6.
I don't
No
give a
offense,
shit.
like, but
Yeah, but
if Olivia's at the show, then that's a bonus for
like,
me.
how many times do we
Rest in peace, by the way, whoever plays her.
Nancy something. Right, I don't understand though why we needed to see
Every day if I
I don't see why we needed to see 10 different ways the Sopranos left their house. We got Bing 1 going this, Bing 2 going that. You've got the guy with the list following Tony to the Bada Bing, and he's trying to fill out a crossword.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's the realest shittest show in the room. Put your hands up. Meadows in college, AJ's smoking.
What college? This is like the weirdest fucking college ever. It's like 1 minute it looks like it's a normal hallway, and then you open a door, and instead of going into a classroom, you're in like the dorm or the bedroom. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, and her roommate talking about chicken on the New York subway. What did that accomplish? Like, our roommate's got anxiety. This is 2001 when fucking it didn't exist. You try to tell me it existed?
And wouldn't they all be like separated?
Yeah. I
Would it
understand.
not be like male and female dorms?
Yeah,
Because we see the agent who's spying on her, and she's standing outside Meadows' room, and then the door right next to Meadows' room opens, and it's some fucking shirtless dude.
how out of place though does she look?
Yeah, because she's clearly older. And
She's
it's like,
about 40 odds, and these ones are like 20.
It's no surprise they got a woman officer to do this role, because if it was a male they probably would have kicked him out. Been like, right, what are you doing, pedo?
What are you doing in the?
hell outta
What are
here.
you doing in the college? But right, let's just wrap
Well, she
up.
didn't look that old, I guess. She looked older than everyone else.
No, she didn't look old, but for college she looked old.
Maybe she was not a student. Maybe she was a teacher.
That could have worked, just staring at the bulletin board. Right, so let's just wrap up the Tony stuff. He goes to the Bada Bing, he meets with the crew. Spoons. Remember that guy they killed in season 2? You barely remember. They give him
He's
a wee.
back.
They give you a wee flashback on the screen. Turns out he's no dead. Turns out he is dead. It's just his twin brother, played by the same actor, which I've no real issue with. I mean, that's all right, I guess. And I've got a twin spiritual connection. We can only feel. And Tony being the insecure freak here, anytime anyone's trying to speak to this guy about his brother, he's like, let's move on. What about the sausage? What about the salami? See, he's not doing a good job of pretending that he's nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he's making himself.
See, for a guy that's
guilty.
top man, I think he cannot play off suspicion really well. How can someone like Christopher bring up this guy's brother in conversation, and Tony's shutting it down really quick? I get it, right? It's not ideal to talk about a guy your crew murdered, but at the end of the day, you talking we don't talk. Let's not talk about that. Your depression. It's no real. I know he's your twin, but come on, go over it. To me, this was filler. They've brought this guy in. They've brought more from Junior's crew. How many people's from Junior's crew? Last season, they bring in Bobby, big fat Bobby. Where was he in season 1? Nowhere. Where was this guy in season 1 and 2?
Nowhere.
Oh, but guess what? He's brought a coat in for Carmella. Who cares? And Tony's table's looking pretty weak these days.
What is it with fucking coats in this show? So about the jacket.
The jacket. What happened to the jacket? The jacket's gone. The jacket probably got put in the meat grinder as well. But Paulie, I mean, probably the best scene of the episode's him talking about piss on
shoelaces.
He's like, if you go into the women's toilet, you could eat off the floor, and ours, it's, you know what? He's got a point.
He's got a point, but I wouldn't eat off the floor in a women's toilet.
No, I wouldn't eat off the floor, but at the end of the day, there's going to be piss all over the floor in men's toilets just because it's urinals. And it is just more messy.
Yes, I don't like urinals.
You don't like them?
No.
No, I don't like them, but you had a point here. Did he need to talk about it over dinner or whatever they're eating? No, but...
Why do guys have to piss next to each other, but women get cubicles?
Because, I don't know, sitting down. Yeah, it's weird though, isn't it?
What is the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
No, you could maybe say, you don't want to be...
Taking
right
a
next to
shite.
But if it's a piss, then what is the difference?
True, but if a woman's sitting down, no one would know what they're doing. When a man, if you're sitting down, you're taking a shit, because who pisses sitting down?
I've done that before. Sometimes you're just tired.
If you're tired, but...
You want to rest your
legs.
But
they do it most people don't do it in public, you go to a urinal. Point is, this was the best part about the episode.
No, but you've always got those weird people that would kind of stand closer to you than they need to.
True, but this episode wasn't good, guys.
If I went to a urinal, I would, and I was the only person in the bathroom or toilet, I wouldn't go to the middle and piss. I would go to one of the sides, because I've got enough knowledge and understanding that if someone else comes in, they can go to the other side. Yeah,
but some people will just go right beside you.
And that's not on.
It's not on at all. Right, so the operation to break in...
What if they piss on your shoelaces?
Exactly. And that's
what you can't eat, can't tie them.
That's what Paulie was fuming about. At the end of the day...
Why doesn't Paulie just get strap-on shoes?
You know what? I've never actually thought of this because it's never been brought up in conversation in any TV show.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever washed my hands after tying my shoelaces. I've just never really thought of that.
And it's got nothing to do with piss, because it can be just anything in general.
You think about it, your shoelaces, if they do come a bit unloose or touching the ground, even if your shoelaces aren't unloose or flopping about, they're touching
air.
Your shoes. Well, every part he's touching air. But they're touching your shoes.
The pissy air.
Which also could be touching other stuff. So, I mean, technically if you do tie your shoe... You know what? Paulie's onto something here.
Paulie is onto something.
Maybe this episode was an 8.6.
But the FBI were onto something, guys, because they're going to put a mic in Tony's basement via a lamp. When they're doing...
Every mic I plant.
Every surveillance. When they were doing surveillance, they noticed this boiler was leaking at the bottom and was eventually going to go boom. And what went boom? The boiler went boom. That was the big talking point of this episode. And they were like, "Oh my god, is there a family emergency?" I thought they would have actually clicked on to the fact that the boiler went boom, because they said it was really close to doing that. And then we see the maid. They're going to use her husband to fix it. I have no idea of estimate, Mr. Tony, so you're just going to have to give me money so I can buy the equipment and the products, the produce to produce you a new boiler with some PVC.
But see, that's bullshit. You can't really do that. Say, oh, I don't know. Let me do it first, then I'll tell you. So you could do this and then claim, it cost 10 million, and then Tony doesn't pay, and you're like, well, you're not paying for the work I done. If you're going to do a job, you have to give somebody a fucking quote up front.
Yeah, like
or at least say, let me look into it and I'll get back to you. You can't be like,
yeah, he started straight away.
You can't be like, I'll do it first, then I'll tell you. Well, maybe Tony doesn't like the price and he doesn't want me to do it.
Yeah.
Realistically, though, if Tony didn't like the price and he's not going to pay him the full amount, what's this guy would do? Get his maid to spike his fucking tea or something?
Right, anyway, Patsy Pirelli here, or Patsy Parisi. I don't know, it's Patsy, right? He busts into Tony's backyard while the FBI are looking. He takes a piss. It looked like he was going to shoot Tony, but he didn't. And what's weird, I actually thought he didn't know that Tony did it. But here, he obviously knows because he's about to pull a gun who he is, but he's actually pointing it at him. But to my knowledge, he doesn't actually confront Tony about this the rest of the show. Spoiler alert, but I mean, who really cares? Who really gives a fuck, damn it? But the FBI, they managed to get the lamp planted. All is good. And this episode, right, literally just ends with Tony working it. Like, him and Carmela arguing who's going to be using, like, the
you're dressed. You can use the leg machine or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's alright, you use it. And they're both having a fucking argument over who's going to use the exercise bike, and that's actually pretty much how it ends. She's like, no, I've got clothes I need to fold for me though.
Yeah, you know what? That's where it ends, guys. I'm gonna give this.
See, if her college is only half an hour away, why the fuck did she move?
In their dorm?
Yeah, isn't that for like if you're moving away, and it's just not practical to stay at home?
I know.
Wouldn't in most cases, like, did she just fucking stay with Tony? And plus, Tony kind of seems, especially with some of the shit she pulled in season 2. I'm surprised Tony's like, no, you think I'm going to allow you to go to New York on your own and live and stay?
Scary New York. But guys, that's where it ended.
No, not guys. That's where it ended. Have you got a point? One happy Fog Entertainment.
My point is
no, but did she not pull a lot of shit with party and stuff?
She did, but you could clearly tell that Tony didn't give a shit. It's more Carmela that wants to implement the discipline there.
Well, why didn't she say, no, you're going to live here?
I don't know, because maybe they'd rather at the fucking house. Cause chaos in New York, not our backyard. Tony did confront Patsy as well, and he's like, are we good? He's like, you're not mourning your dead brother anymore. He's like, is it Tony's place to tell him how to mourn?
Who fucking addresses it like that anyway?
That's why he did it though, and makes it even more suspicious that they had something to do with it.
You know what I've noticed about The Sopranos? All of Tony's family are really fucking unlikable. I don't think they have much redeeming qualities.
Yeah, I would say pretty much every character in the show is pretty much unlikable.
Everyone's annoying. I don't think I like anybody. I think
even a psychiatrist is annoying.
I think like there's decent banter sometimes between Tony and his crew. And, you like that aspect. But in terms of them being likeable or nice people, there's nobody really on the show like that.
And see, before anyone goes, oh, you can't be a nice person and likeable and being in these crews, of course you can, man. Not everybody that does, like, criminal activities a fucking evil cunt. Like, at the end of the day, Tony's got a family and kids. I get it, he's the main character, but you look at, like, Chris, and it's like, Tony hypes him up as the heir to the throne, but he's just a useless junkie.
No,
nothing more.
He's funny. I mean, I like Chris, but I don't think I wouldn't say he's a likeable person.
Yeah.
I think when I say I like Chris, what I mean is, I think he's one of the better characters on the show. I think the scenes he's in are more enjoyable. I don't think he's going to win fucking boyfriend of the year or whatever, or nephew of the year. I don't think he's like AJ. I mean, why would we like AJ? Just doesn't seem like this character's got a character. It's like, oh, he's getting older. We need him to be this rebellious teenager. let's make him look emo and have him start smoking.
Like, if you look back at
Randomly
Richie,
starts driving cars and shit.
but see Richie, right? They tried to portray Richie as this like evil guy, but if you look at it on the face, it was Richie more evil than the rest of his crew.
I don't think so.
And I think that's where you've got a dynamic of where it just doesn't really work when you're trying to portray one character or something, but when the rest of them are equally like that. But anyway, guys, that is where the episode ended. In the basement with Tony on the gym. I'm going to rate this episode a 2 out of 10. I genuinely think it is the worst episode to this point. I cannot think of an episode that comes close to this because nothing happened. Just setting up a bug. This episode could have been wrapped up within a couple of minutes.
The tennis player, the new tennis coach was very into Adriana and kind of just blew off Carmela. I don't know what that's all about. Is she gay or something?
I think she must be gay, but I actually don't think they play tennis after this episode, so it doesn't really matter.
That's the thing about Sopranos. There's no continuity. Like there's just
Continuation.
continuity. Sorry, tired. Fucking really tired. Continuity. Yeah, there's just it's like a lot of it is fucking filler.
Yeah, no, it is. Oh, but it's the American life, man. Come on. Let's give something different.
See, watching this, so you'd assume, alright, they're into tennis. They've got a new coach. I wonder what's going to happen with this coach and Adriana. She seems to like Adriana, but according to you, nothing happens.
I'm pretty sure, aye. 99% sure.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, guys, I'm giving it a 2.
So, the whole point was, they need to be at the house, but we'll drag out these scenes longer than they need to be.
That's pretty much it, aye.
All you really had to do was have the guy with the binoculars stare at her once, and that's it.
Aye, they're sitting there. They're sitting in their wee position. I'm giving it a 2, though. What are you giving it?
Yeah, 4.
4?
Well, hold on, it's 2 places higher than you, Dick.
Aye. 4's like a below average, but it wasn't bad.
I like the wee tune.
I like the tune too.
I actually like the operation. I just don't think it should have lasted a full episode.
I understand that. Anyway, guys, that's a 3 out of 10. Hopefully, we'll be back more with some better episodes this season and some wee epic fairy feds. But until then, peace. The Wicked Witch is dead. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It is time for Prishowa Lifushka. It is episode 2 of season 3 of The Sopranos, and it's definitely a very slow start to the third installment of The Sopranos. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I would, but maybe this is where the show's going to pick up now. That she is finally dead.
Yes.
The witch is gone.
The witch is gone, and I will give the show a bit of slack. Of course, the actress died in between filming, so they used CGI, and I can clearly tell they wanted to go with the whole airline storyline with the tickets, but obviously with her being dead in real life, they could just not advance that. So I will give them a bit of slack for the first 2 episodes, but at the end of the day, I feel like they needed to do more in the premiere of season 3 than a lamp.
I didn't care about that whole airline ticket thing, so you know what? I'm not going to cry.
Is that a blessing in disguise that the actress died?
The storylines in The Sopranos just aren't that compelling.
No. And anything that is compelling gets shot down. Like that. Like Richie. Big Sal, the big reveal, and then they just take him out and put a bullet in him. Well, numerous bullets in him.
I think Big Sal's the most interesting thing to happen. The Sopranos almost comes across as very cartoonish to me, where serious problems they just kind of fizzle out. I can't think, like, you think of problems like, let's take Son of Anarchy for example. There's lots of problems where the club sit down and they're like, right, we need to discuss this. What's the best course of action? This and that, blah, blah, blah. Anytime Tony's hanging about with his crew, I don't recall very serious meets. It's more or less just them having banter and piss takes and jokes.
Yeah.
Like, where's the seriousness? Where's Tony sitting down and where's them discussing tactics, right? How do we move forward? What are we going to do on this? What are we going to do on that?
Yeah, it's all banter, isn't it?
Like, when's Tony and his crew going to face, like, real fucking consequences and real danger, real threat? Just doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't happen. But no, it does happen. We get loads of Tony depression scenes. He's planked out on his kitchen floor. There's blood. There is ham. I believe there's actually also tomato puree as well in there. Then we get this like cool backwards scene where it's in reverse. I like this.
But basically, it was just the scene, but someone hit rewind.
Yeah, and then it turns out he's talking to Meadow and this new guy called Noah. Now, don't get used to Noah. I believe he's not really in many more episodes after this, but Tony's not proud of Noah.
No, he's not a big fan of Noah's heritage, and he makes that known to him.
Why don't right? So obviously, I think he's got a problem with him being black. But when he asked Noah about the fact that what are you, he's like, "Oh, we're Italian American. You are. Oh, I'm half Jewish. I'm half black." And he's like, "Ah, so your family stars in the Tarzan movies? Oh, bit of racism there for Tony." But Noah doesn't pick up on it. And he's like, "Oh, in your college application, what did you write down? Jewish or black?" And he went, "Well, you can't write Jewish because that's religious, so I went with black."
But regardless, here was Tony going to be happy with Jewish or black?
Yeah, if this guy turned around and said, realistically, right, he's went, "I am Jewish, but I just can't put that in the application because that's in a religious affiliation." To me, you're.
Why not just put Caucasian?
He could put, yeah, but well, true. I guess he is that. He's half, but realistically, does it really matter what he put down in his fucking college application?
Yeah, if you're black and you put down white, is that going to change the fact that you're black?
No.
But it's almost like when Tony's doing this, it's like, oh, he's not racist. He's protecting the family heritage and all this stuff, and the lineage of the family. But protecting the bloodline, protecting the family. But like, I just feel if this was done in 2023 and you've got a white guy basically calling out someone for being half black, this wouldn't go any other way than you are racist.
But he even says, like, here, I have black associates, and we have, like, one rule: none of our family mixes. Here, so realistically, is that not the definition of equality? No mixing. We're all the same, but we don't mix, damn it. Tony putting the foot down. He's like, see when she comes down those stairs, Noah, you say it was lovely meeting you, Mr. Soprano, then you fuck off out that door and you don't speak to her again.
I've seen clips of black people say that they would never like marry
Dilute their race.
Yeah, they would never dilute their pure black race by going with getting a child with someone white. But I mean, if a white person said that, it's like
Chocolate milk.
cancelled.
Yeah, it would be cancelled. Talking of cancelled, Livia got cancelled because Tony visits her. You thought this was pretty good CGI. I thought it was pretty good CGI for
No, for the time. I mean, this must have came out in, what, 90 something?
2001.
Alright, still, it's... I tell you what, Sopranos hasn't aged well.
No,
I think you could easily think this is 80s.
Yeah, apart from, like, obviously stuff that didn't exist in the 80s.
But see, looking
Even though
at
most of it did.
looking at the quality of the camera, and even I'd go as far as saying like the appearance of people and the style of clothing, and like the house decor, everything just screams. Now, is that what they're going for? Like, what decade is it supposed to be in?
No, it's set at the same time as it comes out.
It doesn't look 2000s.
No, see if you look at 2000 movies, right, or around that time period, everything seems alright. Seen you watch this, you're right. It seems like it's a time
I'm
capsule.
even trying to think of TV like sitcoms or anything. Like 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. That's early seasons were in like the early 2000s,
Yeah.
and that just looked more modern. This does look old.
Oh, yeah.
Even the intro when you see Tony driving around, it doesn't look early 2000s to me.
No, it doesn't, but again...
It fits more, like, when I see this, it does look more like, I know it's not that much earlier, but when you look at, like, Die Hard with a Vengeance, like, it kind of looks more like that kind of time. I know we're only talking...
Mid-90s.
Yeah, this definitely looks more 90s, 80s to me.
It does. They didn't take up with the times, damn it. But it was the first of its kind, but when he's talking to Olivia, it turns out she didn't fill out one of the whole childhood things was grandma's memories or thoughts or whatever. Tony's pissed about this, but then like, you can clearly tell that the lines that Olivia's saying, it's just lines that she's previously said. Oh, don't you get the hanky out with me. Tony's fucking there bitch slapping her across the table.
Final thought on the appearance and the overall general look of this show. What year did the last season come out?
2007.
Would you say there's a massive difference the way it looks in 2007 between like now?
I would say now it looks a lot more colourful, but I feel like by the end they went for more dark and gritty.
Because 2007 is basically Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, other show like Lost, Prison Break are all way into their show.
So in comparison to that, like, does it look like it's in the same time? Because now, season 3, it looks like you're 2 decades in the past.
I mean, obviously characters have aged, but I would say it probably looks around like 2000 and 2007 rather than...
Alrighty.
But anyway, guess what, guys? Olivia has not touched anything, damn it. She's not filled out the baby journals. Tony heads home. He's pissed off about this. Meryl tries to confront Tony about the whole behaviour with Noah, because Noah is not really speaking anymore. And Tony's like, I told him to stay away, man. And then guess what? He smokes a cigar. Puff. He walks back in the house. And guess who's died in her sleep?
Your mother's deed.
Your mother's deed, Tony. And I tell you what, I remember watching this for the first time and I was like, yes, she's fucking dead. Because I just hated the character, man. It was almost like you needed to turn off every time I seen her. And like, this whole episode is pretty much dedicated to her. And then at the end of the episode, I mean, I know I'm skipping ahead, Carmela just basically buries her and is like, we don't give a fuck about her. Didn't even want a funeral, for fuck's sake. And it's like, what are we doing? 56 minutes of an episode centered around her. The best things about it was when you had like Tony talking with Junior in this episode, which it was more to do with the whole garbage debates. But again, I don't think they've really went into in great detail, haven't they not?
No.
Like for the casual viewer, like I've watched, this is my second time watching it, so I kind of have like a wee bit. Realistically though, it's not clear cut. Like there's no percentages. It's just like, well, Junior's got his wee crew. That's that Ralphie now and Albert. They kind of run the, and Tony's got his. And
you basically know there's a bit of beef about some garbage disposal, but that's it. You don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah, we're introduced to Ralph here, and it's like he's even bantering on the deck with Tony, and it's like, if this was a serious beef and they were setting, like, I mean, we've seen a bomb go off at the start of the episode, a firebomb in the back of the garbage truck. If this was a serious beef, would they really all be joking around, fucking pissing themselves?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. This is the first time we see Ralph. I like Ralph, he's pretty funny, but I mean, here he didn't really show much fucking comedic element to himself, did he? Then we see later on in the episode, we got Ralph and Albert beating some guy up with baseball bats. Whoop to do. Barbara is then on the phone to Tony. She's crying, and Tony is going ballistic at this point because it turns out Janice is not going to the funeral. She's like, why the fuck you not going to your mother's phone? You're making your sister upset, Jay. And she's like, oh, can I bring my fiance? And I'm going to guess that the guy who was sitting down at the table is her fiance, but
Looked about 10, 15 years younger.
yeah, I could have swore.
And it looked like they were at work.
It
Looked like they were wearing a uniform, like a Kentucky KFC fucking uniform.
I think they are. I think there was a work uniform, but I actually thought this was her son the first time I watched this.
Oh damn!
Turns out it's not her son.
Take a seat, Janice.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, there's like you said, there's literally like a 2-digit year gap at least, man. Seriously going on. We do get Livia's wake in the funeral home. Junior managed to get to this through like his parole. No, it's not a violation, but he managed to get to it because guess what? My sister-in-law, Tony, I'm allowed to go to it. And I think the best scenes this episode were the Tony Junior scenes. Would you agree with that? These two talking business, it just feels a bit important. Even though it's about the garbage business, I just spent 10 minutes, or 3 minutes or whatever, burying it. I enjoyed it. We then have a scene where Adriana, Christopher, and Furio are getting high on a bong. Again, was Tony really appreciate this?
I don't think so.
Not injecting heroin into the toes. We then see Raymond Curto, who of course is a captain. And we see him speaking to the FBI. This is when we first find out that he's been a rat this entire time. And yeah, the guy's not been a prominent role in the series up to this point, but to me this just cheapens the whole Big Sal storyline. Do you not think so? Like, this guy's just been revealed as a rat like that, throwaway. And like Big Sal, like, they gave him the big story arc. Like, said, oh, he's the only guy that ratted, and there's another guy.
Yeah, I didn't really like this. It just randomly kind of happened.
And like, it's just getting to a point more. Say there's one more rat. It's like, this crew's just not. I just don't get the Sopranos. I get it, it's a mob boss family, but you're right, there's no one fucking likable. Who am I supposed to root for here?
Yeah, I don't like anybody.
Like, even the more likable ones, I would like Big Sal. I'd say was likable, but he was a rat. And how much can you really root for a rat?
It's strange because out of Tony's crew, I think Big Sal seemed like to be probably the most genuine in terms of being genuinely nice. He seemed to be the nicest one there. But anytime we've seen him in scenes with his wife, he treated her like shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say he's a good guy, and obviously he was a rat as well. But I did feel sympathetic towards him. Paulie, I fucking can't stand him.
Yeah.
Silvio's a wee weirdo. I don't really. Chris, I mean, I think Chris is an entertaining character, but he's a fucking arsehole.
They're all arseholes.
He's not a nice guy, and Tony's just, you know.
But I think that's a problem with this show. See, when you think they're all unlikable, do you really care when they die?
Well, I kind of did feel bad for Big Sal, but I don't think I'll feel that bad if any of them else go. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like that's the only character they actually tried to make you feel sorry for. If you look, I get it, right? We're in a criminal world. Oh, you're not really supposed to feel bad for all you. Like, I mean, I'm not saying when Mikey Palmas died or Richie, you don't really feel bad for them. But do you feel anything? I felt like when those two died, it was like, well, they just killed them off too early, rather than any sort of like remorse for the character. Anyway, though, we get back to the Tony Soprano household. We just get a lot of them talking. We see Tony goes into his drink store. We see them on the mirror. Big Sal's back. His
He's
ghost.
back.
His outline is big. How could you miss it? Fury was talking about some like gladiator game show to Polly. I don't think Polly understands him, to be honest, but is what it is. We have Hesh telling a joke. Everyone's laughing. And then as soon as they like clock Tony at the corner of their eye, they all just like look at the floor. I don't like this whole gimmick of like they're all scared of Tony. I get
well,
it.
maybe they're not scared of him. It could just be that it's inappropriate to be laughing and joking at the guy's mother's
I'd
fucking
accept
wake.
that, but we've seen this on numerous occasions so far throughout this show.
No,
where
but
they're too afraid. Like they laugh at his jokes, and then they're too afraid to laugh at someone who jokes to him.
I'm not too. I know, but I think Artie. It could have been Artie's mum's funeral, and Artie could have walked past. And I think they would have probably done the same thing.
True, but evidence
That's
backs
because
it up.
Artie runs the show, like. But
No, Artie does run the show because what happens next?
Artie
Here,
makes a scene. He doesn't give a shit whose mother's wake it is.
yeah, he gets a wee
Empties the
flashback.
trash.
He gets a flashback about Olivia. He's like, oh, Tony's the one that burnt it down, or Artie. So Artie fucking starts throwing all the trash about Tony. Tony's bricking it for Artie. He's like,
Yeah,
don't go back in the house, Artie.
Pick that up, and then he just drops his pants. And he's like, "Oh, come on, Artie, don't go in there."
And what was funny about this, so right, so you've got Janice wanting everyone to like say a bit about Livia, but no one can say anything good. And I feel like she was doing people dirty here. First she asked Hesh, he's like, well, what you got was what you got. Then she asked AJ, he's like, how am I supposed to know? Then Chris, who's stunned at his tits, is like, yeah, man.
No two people are the same.
And he's just fucking sitting there, stumbling about. And then that's when Artie comes in, and Artie's like about to go on a full fucking rant, and then Carmela's like, well, this is one big crock of shit. Proceeds to bury him. Then her parents get in a bit of an argument, and he's like, what are you, the minister of fucking propaganda? And it's like, what's this all about? Why are these two beefing over fucking Livia?
But why didn't Carmela reveal the truth? She tried to fucking kill her own son. Maybe that can't come out.
Yeah, but I don't think that's... let's be real. We can say that's part of the problem, which I think the degree
Well,
is.
that is 100% the problem. I mean, Carmela has not spoke to Old Man. Forget his name since that happened.
With Junior... I'm forgetting Junior's name.
Sorry,
but,
Big Junior.
No, but my point is, see, before Livia did that, it's not like they liked Livia. She was a miserable...
No, they didn't like her. They didn't get on, but they tolerated her. But they're you can think someone's a bad person. You can think someone's toxic. This and that, but there's certainly a line that they can cross, and that's you like, I'm done.
Yeah, true,
and
but
I think agreeing to kill your own son is that line.
I would say though that this scene probably would have still took place even if she didn't agree to kill Tony.
No, I don't think so.
Well, there's loads of people in this room that don't know she tried to kill Tony.
I mean, no one really said a bad word about her. Let's be real. It was Carmela that started it. Then her dad was like, you go on, girl.
Then he was like, she ruined all of our fucking Christmases, sort of thing. Then Barbara's husband was like, salut, because he raised his glass.
So for me, unless she gave to Anthony Jr. or whatever his name is, what's the guy called again?
Who?
The old guy.
Uncle Junior.
Uncle Junior. I think if she didn't tell Uncle Junior, then it's fine to kill Tony. That Carmela wouldn't have been going on in this rant here. So.
Maybe, but you could clearly see for like the pilot that Tony couldn't stand his mother, man. Obviously, it went up a level. Like once she did try to kill him, I'll accept that. Speaking of Uncle Junior and Carmela,
What do you mean it went up a level? That was the final straw.
Yeah, but he made it all right with her in the season 2 finale. You know, he was talking to her.
Barely.
Well, it was better than what it was. Point is, right, what Carmela said to her was right in the money. She didn't even want a fucking funeral, and her kids went against their own wishes.
I know, but I didn't really like this with Carmela. Because I don't think she went all in.
I think
she planted seeds, but I would have preferred it if she just went all out and said what she truly felt about her, and then was like, what kind of mother tries to kill her own son, and that's like that's the bullet point.
End of the day, though, like
Decimal place.
Should the wife be speaking about fucking club business?
Well, should she? Well, you could. Well, she just said anything. This wasn't very professional, was it?
I don't think it was, but Tony didn't take much problem with it because he agreed with every word she said.
But then he walked off half greeting, so.
He did, and then hey, you say half greeting. We cut to the end of this episode. He's fully greeting. He's watching a scene from The Public Enemy where the mother in that movie is crying because her son returns from the hospital, and then Tony starts crying. So yeah, I don't know if this is because Livy is dead and he like sees this scene in this movie and goes, "Oh, that reminisces me of Olivia," but realistically, who really cares about these tears for Tony? I'm not really buying them. I think he could just be fucking greeting because he's a depressed fuck. It's got nothing to do with Olivia.
Possibly.
And his bloody cable bills run out or something. I don't know, but that's how the episode ended, with Tony sipping on a bit of scotch with tears trickling down his face. He did have scenes with Dr. Melfi, but they did nothing for me this episode. And can you not already see, like, going into season 3, how it's just pointless?
I think the Dr. Melfi thing should have been a season 1 only deal.
Yeah, they introduce us.
I don't. I think it was a good introduction. I mean, I think that's a good way to start the series and whatnot, but I don't know how long this is going to go on, but does it really need to be dragged out for 6 seasons? I'm just not seeing it. I think it could have been a 1 season only thing. How many different conversations can they have about essentially the same thing? Tony's depression.
Get used to it.
Because that is what every conversation is about. There might be different things on his mind that day. There might be different scenarios, different situations that is getting him down or it's got him overthinking. But at the end of the day, every time he's there, they're basically talking about his depression. And after a while, it's like, okay, we've done this, we've heard this. I don't really need to see it
and like,
in a different way, different context, different...
Even sometimes he does talk about his business, but it's like, I'd rather him just talk about his fucking business to his crew. That's what it means more. See him talking about, oh, I had a little problem there, I had to deal with it. No, you fuck. I want that to be said to Chris. I want that to be said to Uncle Junior. I mean, see Clay, like, see he wanted to fucking push a folk through. Did he go to his psychiatrist? Or did he just fucking slam the gavel down? That's what he did, guys. And I'm going to guess episode 6. I feel like it was way better than the premiere. And I enjoyed most of it. But again, like, realistically, what is season 3 story arc? Like, what is the main plot line in this season? Like, what have you had to hit me with? As of right now, you would have to say
2 filler episodes.
No, as of right now, you would have to say it's the garbage disputes, but that is not enough to carry a season.
Is it really? Because there was nothing mentioned about it in the first episode.
That's what I'm saying.
It's 2 filler episodes.
I'm going to get a 6.
What did I give episode 1?
You give it a 4.
I'll give this a 5. It was a bit better.
Bit better, guys. 5.5 out of 10. That'll do it for Sopranos Sundays. We'll be back with some theories through the week. But until episode 3, which is titled... I don't know what it's titled, damn it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Till then, peace. Do you have bet regret? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Christopher's got bet regret because he delved into the gambling business in this episode. And it didn't exactly go to plan for him because guess what, guys? Gambling ain't fun, ain't it?
No, he bet on the wrong horse, so to speak.
He bet on the wrong football team. NFL, a good old. I mean, they're betting on college football. I think that's almost unforgivable as well.
A lot of people bet on college football.
Yeah, I know, but let's stick to the real leagues. Like, how could you really know so much about college football?
That's like saying to us, how can you know so much about Scottish Championship?
I don't think it is the same.
It is.
Is it?
Clearly, aye.
Is it?
Yes.
College football?
Yes.
So I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'll hold
Take
the L.
Take the L, yeah.
I'll hold the L, guys, right? But we kick off.
Yo, a lot of people watch college football and don't watch NFL.
That's weird.
I know, I don't understand why. Personally, I've never had any interest in college football.
That's...
If anybody's watching this, which of course you are, but can someone explain to me why college football is so popular? It's got like a cult following. There is people
it feels more like a state thing.
There is people that will watch college football. They'll have a college football team to support, but don't support anyone. They're like a casual fan of the NFL, but they're like a diehard college football fan. I don't get it.
Interesting. Well, it's Christopher, though. He receives a phone call, and he's told to look sharp and dandy, so he's freaking out. He's like, Adriana, get the best tie, make sure it doesn't match Polly's, because that's what Polly's wears. He gets there, so him and what's this other guy called that gets made man here?
Some guy they've just introduced, so it doesn't matter.
Oh no, he's like semi-important, so I can't even remember. I don't know. He's semi-important, but I actually have no idea what his name is, right? But, so Chris, they did the whole stack of Bibles, you have to rub your hands together. I do not get that. You have to rub your hands together with a poker card? What was this?
Yeah.
While it's on fire? Hey, if you betray your friends, then you won't burn in hell. This is a load of fucking pish, right? Because, see, throughout this, we've only had, at this point we've had about 28 episodes. How many examples have you seen of people betraying each other?
A lot.
Like, let's be real, right? Junior tried to kill Tony because he was going to the shrink and he thought he might be saying disclose. Like, there was no proof that Tony was ever a rat.
None whatsoever.
And that's actually family. That's even worse than friends. So see this whole gimmick of, you can't hurt your friends. And they do the whole prick of the finger. Blood is spilling. And then Polly's like, you ever got a beef with any of these guys? You go to the main guy. It don't matter. But so I think it just proves there that, an MC is like democracy, while this is more like communism. And Tony's Stalin is pretty much what I've got for this.
Well, we thought they were Italian. Turns out they're Chinese.
Or Russian.
Or Russian, or whatever. Or American.
Mussolini in the 1930s and 40s.
Or 2023 America.
Yeah, that probably is more realistic as well. But Polly is saying, I love you, Chris. Chris, I love you. He's like, you're a good earner, Chris, so I think it's time you stepped up. You're going to be in charge of the sports book.
You're going to take all the risk, and I'm going to sit back and take no risk and collect $6,000 a week.
Yeah, so let's just break this down. Christopher thinks he's getting a good deal, but realistically, Polly, you're led to believe that Polly's doing this because, Chris, I love you, so I'm going to give you this job, and you're going to make loads of money. But in reality, Polly's guaranteeing himself $6,000. He's now stress-free. He doesn't have to worry about this sports book. It's Christopher that has to run about like a blue arse fly in order to make the money, the $6,000 up, and get all the info on this book, the bookies. This is just a win-win for Polly. Worst comes to worst, Chris can't pay, and he has to pay him double at the end of the week.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually like the fact in this episode we're kind of getting back on track towards like a storyline rather than just 2 episodes that were completely about a lamp and a funeral. Feels like the story's back on track.
Definitely.
Even though there's not much of a story, guys, going on. But we do see Chris, he has a made man. He goes to this pizza parlour and he's like, on the house, Chris, you're a made man. Here's a free pizza and a bottle of Iron Brew. So wait, he's a made man.
Treating him like a wee kid. It's like, thanks for doing that. Thanks for cutting my lawn the other day, Chris.
You want a wee sausage, Chris?
Just a wee slice of pizza and a carton of your juice, a wee carton of your lemonade.
Jackie Aprile Jr., though, he's sitting down, he's like, look at that fucker. Richie was talking about killing him, and then he steps up where you've got Benny, who's with Chris, and then you've got the other guys with Jackie Aprile Jr., right? But what is it with it? All Guineas look alike?
Yeah, they do.
They're all dark-haired.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they could get the same guy to play multiple characters.
No, like, it's all slicked back hair, and I get it, like, they're Italian, and I like the fact there's not like a blonde black person here, because it just wouldn't make any fucking sense.
Well, if they redid it in 2023...
I'm sure they would, but I think Jackie Aprile's just coming across here as a little fucking whiny bitch.
A little whiny bitch.
If he's such a problem with Chris and Tony, take it up with him. Why is he taking out on this innocent guy? I'll tell you why, because he doesn't have the fucking balls to confront a made man. But what I will say is, Christopher just does not have the aura of a guy with any level of authority.
No, he still feels like a little bitch, an unmade man.
He's in this pizza parlour getting spoke down.
There's a lack of respect for him.
Yeah, getting spoke down to by these free jobbers. Are you trying to tell me that if this was Tony in here,
you'd be speaking to him like that?
And trays would be getting thrown?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, buddy. But they do mention here that they're going to do a hit, but obviously Christopher doesn't want anything to do with it. But we then see Chris, he's at the barbecue with Tony. We see Ralph. Ralph swears in front of AJ, and Tony's like, hey, that's my fucking kid. And then, here, I want you to keep a close wee eye on Jackie Aprile Jr., Chris. But due to Chris not being able to get any money together due to his bets, he actually thinks, well, you know what, that heist is actually a pretty good idea now.
Yeah, this heist is, count me in, buddy.
What I would say is, right, why would Chris actually take part in the heist? He's a fucking made man. Surely he's got people beneath him that could do it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he wants the job to go correct, but it just... It just seems a little bit, I don't know,
It almost went
unnecessary that he would need to actually be involved and be one of the main men robbing. Like, you just don't see Tony putting himself in this position.
Yeah, like it almost went tits up to like because I mean like that's the thing. The security guard turns up, two guys with balaclavas on, fucking pistols, putting money in the duffel bags, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? What? How's this guy no dropping these two, or at least pulling his gun?" Didn't get this. Jackie Aprile Jr. pisses his pants. Literally pisses his pants. That's why he was touching himself, and he was like, "Oh, I'm soaking." Did you notice that?
I thought he was touching himself. I thought he was just being a bit weird. And
No, he pissed himself.
I thought he was being perverted. Then he realised he pissed himself. Fair enough.
He pissed. Don't know what I'd have rather than pissed himself or being a bit perverted. But anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps that up. And then we see Christopher, he pays Polly, and Polly's like, "See, Chris, you can do it. It's all good." And he's like, "This made man life ain't what it had to be, Polly." And what did Christopher think it was going to be? Did he think he was going to come and
Sunshine and rainbows.
But no, the thing is, right? He's a made man, but he's still like their bitch.
Yeah.
It's just, he's became a made man, but it's like, you're still under all of us, which I get, right? If you have your longevity, fair enough, but this is just the way Chris is portrayed throughout the show. He's always seen as like an afterthought. Even though Tony thought he was the heir to the throne and all that pish, you can clearly see here that he's just not getting spoke to the way he should be if he really thought he was something.
I don't think Chris is ever going to be the leader. But I mean, he is young. Maybe he could gain experience.
He needs to lay off the junk, right, if he's going to become a leader. What else happening? We've got AJ doing American football. Tony is sitting beside this guy who we do not have any idea who he is. They're going, AJ, AJ. AJ gets fucking poleaxed and they're marking it because he got the ball. He fucking didn't even know he had the ball. He got killed. Fumble! And then you've got this like Indian guy sitting beside Tony. What was he all about? He looked like, what's that guy? He's the midget actor. Danny DeVito. That's what he looked like. A big Danny DeVito. And then you got these like two guys who look like FBI, and Tony's like, "That's my son." Alright, Tony, you fucking retard. Honestly.
Well, Tony was proud of Anthony Jr. for once.
Yeah. The New York guy also kind of made fun of the fact that Tony has these fits, and Tony's like, "How do you know about it?" It's like, "Oh, everyone knows in New York, Tony." So it's fucking gospel.
You're a jobber, Tony, we all know.
You've got those mental health problems, Tony. Fuck you. But that was kind of funny. He then talks to Dr. Melfi about this, and she's like, "You know what? See, after the past 2 seasons, it's finally about time that we actually go into the root of your mental health problems." What's this about? Why has it took 30 episodes to get to this?
Yeah. What's she talking about? Oh, we're going to dive deep. But it's like, what the fuck's he been doing beforehand then?
Yeah, it's because he kind of like threatened. He kind of said that here.
So basically, all the other sessions have been a waste of time.
Yeah, he essentially said here, if these don't begin to work, I'm going to leave. And then she's like, "All right, well, let's make them work then." So why weren't you doing that for day one, Melfi? See, all this shite therapy. It's a waste of fucking money, isn't
It's
it?
just man up. That's basically what you need to do, Tony. Man the fuck up.
Yeah, man up.
You're the man. I mean, you're the man. So you shouldn't act like it. I mean, fucking. It's like, see if your life's shit and you've no money and you've no house and you're down and out, then, I mean, I can accept you being depressed or whatever, but see when you're got Tony Soprano's life, everything's going great for you. You should be fucking living life to the fullest.
Yeah, and I just don't.
But now the guy gets afraid at looking at fucking Uncle Ben on the packet of rice.
And we've seen the flashback why he might be startled by like certain foods because he's seen his dad cutting this butcher's finger off. But realistically, I mean, come on. Then he saw the meat getting cut and he fucking dived and headbutt at the table, BMO style. That was the flash. I think if you're going to use his dad and Junior in flashbacks, they should be used better than this.
Yes.
Like setting up like relationships that have lasted like 30 odd years. Not here, why are you passing out, Tony? I mean, that's weak. Like, I think that's really weak. But anyway, we have the one-legged housekeeper, Svetlana. Janice wants the records back. She's refusing the records back, which I think's fair enough. If Livia and Tony said you can keep them, then who the fuck's Janice right to say she can have them?
Janice doesn't give a fuck about the records. She just wants the money that they're worth.
I know, that's it. She wants the money. Svetlana goes to bed, wakes up, the leg has gone. It's went walkies because Janice has took it, and then she comes in acting all sarcastically like, "Haha, where did it go? Maybe if I give the leg
Did it go
back."
walkies or did it go walkie? Because technically, could you go walkies with one leg?
Maybe we split it down the middle.
Maybe in hoppies or something.
Hoppies. But Janice is a bastard here. Svetlana says...
I've never liked Janice.
No.
Very unlikable and conniving and I don't know. Like her.
See, as much as we can say Tony's mental health problems, you can clearly see she's got more. Like, Tony, yes, can pass out, but with her, it is like it's deranged.
It's the whole Soprano family fuck, because the other sister seems okay.
Yeah, she does, but Livia was fucked. You can kind of see AJ's now beginning to pass out.
Did that other sister get like a good husband or something?
I'd say he seems alright.
Maybe she escaped the fucking...
Maybe that's what happened. Savlanis says to Janice that she's going to have it coming to her. What could she have possibly meant by that? As the police are there, holy moly, what's going on? But anyway, we cut back to University. Meadow phones and she just doesn't really want to speak to Tony, and then it turns out that AJ and Carmela are going to go to see Meadow, right? And then this scene always bothered me, and it bothered me the first time I watched this show. So you've got Meadow here with the black Jew. I've no idea what his name is. What's his name? Do you remember his name? Ralph, is it? No,
let's just call him Uncle Ben.
Right, Uncle Ben's in here, right? Uncle Benny's in here. And AJ's like, so that's what it was. He walks out. Then Carmela's like speaking to him, right? Well, both of them, Meadow and this Uncle Ben guy. And then he's like, he's such a degenerate father. He's so racist. He's living in blah, blah, blah. He's like, I can't believe he said... It's Noah. I can't believe he said that to Noah. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to punch his fucking lights out. Right, hold up, wait a minute, Noah, son. Right? You're not punching anybody's fucking lights out.
I'd love him to say that to Tony's face, though.
No, it's mad, right? They have went with, like, the most pathetic black guy imaginable. See, you think of black guys on TV, you think of fucking guys with chains and fucking guns.
Yeah, big tough guys.
This guy is the whitest black guy I've ever seen in my life.
Guys that actually could legitimately knock Tony's lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy ain't going to do nothing. This guy could have turned his lights a fucking off when he goes to bed at night.
Like, Meadow tries to put the fact over, though, that this guy knows who Tony is and he wouldn't do anything stupid, but here he is fucking threatening to punch his lights out.
That's pretty stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? This guy feels like he's been racially abused by Tony, but did he really get racial? He kind of did in a way. I mean, Tony's making fun of the Jungle Book, but what Tony's trying to get at is, right, we don't mix families. It wasn't like here, he wasn't degrading him and like, get the fuck out of my house, I don't have your kind in here. It was more of a just stay away from my daughter sort of thing. We don't mix. Do you think it was racist for Tony, or do you feel like...
It was kind of a bit like, wasn't it?
No, well, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it was a bit, yeah,
it was
obviously.
funny the way he done it, like, so I had no problems with it.
If it's funny, it's alright, apparently. But Noah's like, see that cracker? I'm gonna slap the fucking lights out of it. And then Carmela wants a word with Meadow privately, but then he's like, I'm not going unless Meadow tells me to go. I'm like, see you fucking rat bastard. I would have paid money for Carmela just to fucking slap him.
I know, like, who does he think he fucking is?
You think he's the fucking Don? No, Artie Bucco's the Don. Artie Bucco's the guy that runs the fucking Sopranos family, man. No, this guy. Oh no, this genuinely annoyed me. Like fucking, I just do not like this character, man. I really don't. You can see why Tony's got a problem with him, because he's just a fucking. Well, I mean, Tony's got a problem with him for all the wrong reasons, but I have a problem with him for all the right reasons. But Tony then goes to AJ's game, and what happens to AJ? He passes it after he's announced defensive captain.
He does a Tony Soprano special. Hits the deck.
Flops on the deck like a fish. And that's pretty much where this episode ends, guys. Is AJ dead? Who knows, but...
I doubt it.
No, he's not dead.
No, it was an alright episode. I'll get
a 7.
I'll get a 7 as well. I thought it was decent.
It was decent, guys.
Best episode of the season so far.
Which isn't hard. We're getting back on track, yeah. I mean, what's the future hold? Is Svetlana ever going to get the leg back? Is Tony ever going to stop passing out? What's Noah going to do? Is he going to deck Tony? Who do you think would win the fight between Noah and Tony just before we leave?
Is that even a question?
Yeah, it is a question.
I reckon.
How would it go? Would Tony just kill him?
I reckon Tony would punch him and the guy would disintegrate into like a million bits of rice.
What if it's happening in the living room and he looks to the right, he sees Uncle Ben's can, and Noah throws like a fake jab, and Tony passes out, and everyone thinks Noah fucking battered the Don?
That'd be a bit embarrassing for Tony, wouldn't it?
It would be, guys, but anyway.
Just throw it on Uncle Ben's rice before you start the fight. You'll be alright.
You'll be alright, Tony. But until next time, episode 4. Can't even remember what it's called, but until late. Peace. Welcome to Rap Nation. May I take your order, please? Jesus Rossi is Employee of the Month. Welcome back to The Sopranos, episode 4, season 3, Employee of the Month. Decent wee title of an episode, but was the episode decent? For me, there was a lot of filler, and if you look at the episode as a whole, it pretty much was a filler episode with about 4 talking points. But we may as well dive in to where this episode begun, and we just get more Tony depression, Tony. What else would it be as Sopranos without Tony Soprano being depressed? But he's at Dr. Melfi's. he thinks that this isn't really working and that he needs her to start coming up with the goods or else he's really not worth paying his money. And no, I don't get, right? Why is it up to her? Why can't he just say, right, this is it. I want done. I'm out. It's a one and done. I want to leave. I'm wasting my money here. I don't want to sit here every Thursday or whatever day it is. Come on, Tony. Is he not big enough to make those decisions for himself?
Yeah, she's not holding them hostage for sure, is she?
No.
Tony wants to leave. I'm sure he can get up and just walk away.
No, he's not. He then pays a visit to...
Plus, Tony wants these meetings anyway. They get sad when they get cancelled and shit, so...
That really messes up the knee. But he pays a visit to Janice. He's like, why'd you get locks on the door? And she's like, because Ukrainians. And he's like, don't mess with the Russians because it'll come back to bite you. It does come back to bite Janice later on. May as well just wrap this story arc up. She's sitting there playing the guitar. Two Russians barge in. They say, give up
the leg.
Give prosthetic leg.
Give prosthetic leg back.
It is my mother's. No, bitch. And then just a big bitch slapping. And the next scene literally just cuts to Janice in like a locker at like a bus station or something getting at this prosthetic leg. This is just a fucking pointless feud, isn't it? There's just nothing to it. She stole a prosthetic leg. Like what? It was literally just for Tony to like bury her.
It's just to fucking make Tony's life more complicated. I mean, that's the only reason this leg was stolen.
He's like, all you do is cost me money and time, Janice. Money and time. Christopher then pays a visit to Tony. Tony drags him into the basement because he thinks no one will hear him there. But obviously, yes, if you forgot about it, there's a talking lamp in the basement that hears all these conversations. What a boring job these two guys have got in the fan, where they literally have just sat there for the past couple of months listening to the conversations.
I suppose it makes a better decoy than Big Sal.
Aye, fuck, there's big a size difference there, but
Big lamp, Big Sal.
Tony does scold Chris about like the fact why you got Jackie Aprile Jr. involved in this like heist and this score you were doing. But he's like, the kid's good. He's the heir apparent. He may have pissed his pants, but he's the man.
He was great apart from the fact he pissed all over the front seat. I mean, how can they even take this guy serious? All he had to do was wait out fucking side and he pissed himself. That should be an automatic disqualification for ever going on another job again.
He was the getaway driver, like, and he's pissing his fucking pants.
Is this not the main man's fucking son? Richie Aprile? Jackie Aprile?
Aye, it is, aye. And I just don't really get this, right?
See, looking back, though, I think they killed Jackie Aprile off too quick.
Far too quick.
Why not make it he gets cancer at season 2? You never really felt like Jackie Aprile was in charge of anything.
I would like to have
seen... When we first got introduced to him, I just think Tony's rise to the top happened too quickly. I
would like to have seen interaction between Richie, Jackie Aprile's son, and Jackie Aprile. Would you not?
Aye.
Another episode where there's no Junior. Talking of Jackie Aprile, he is sitting down with Ralph, who's essentially, it's not stepdad. I mean, this Ralph is seeing his mother, so we can call him his stepdad if we want to call him it, right? And then they pay a visit, protection money, whatever. They're trying to get the payment, but he's like, I already told you, the money not late, no work is. And then Ralph's like, alright then. Then a 2-for-1 here. This guy gets beat up rather pathetically. And
well, he does come at them with a baseball bat, like, so.
No, he does. He gets beat up, and Jackie Aprile, so it's like, Ralph's trying to win this kid over, but it's like, everything Tony wants this kid to be. He's not, I see this whole gimmick, though. I made a promise to your old man. I mean, fuck it. If the kid wants involved, why does he doesn't give a fuck about his own kids? Why does he care about this guy?
I think he just wants a big hug, personally.
God, yeah, he wants a big hug, damn it. He wants a big
soprano hug.
Tony then visits Johnny Sack, who of course is like, one of the top guys in New York, and he's moved to New Jersey. His wife's fat as fuck, which the crew made a joke about later on.
But you wouldn't think so. There's all these top guys that we've never seen before, and they just randomly walk in. And if we have seen them before, we can't remember seeing them, so therefore, are they really top guys?
Well, we've seen this guy before, but point is, he's moved into Jersey, and Tony would have liked a phone call.
They just don't have a fucking lasting impression. See, and like, let's go to Sons of Anarchy, since that's the show we like. See, anytime you meet a president for one scene, he could come back in a year's time and you know who it is. Like, see Jury. You seen him in episode 4, Indiana Hills. And it's like, when you see him in season 7, it's like, there's fucking Jury.
That's Jury White. That's the man.
Same with Packer.
Yep.
You see Packer for a tiny bit in SOA, and then when he turns up Mines, you're like, that's Packer. See these big guys in The Sopranos, like, I don't know. Maybe all Italians look the same.
Yeah, like Tony's butthurt about the fact this guy's moving to Jersey without a phone call, and he's like, well, New York's only 40 minutes away over the bridge, big man. Tony's like, yeah, but you should have told me. He's like, yeah, I know, but he's like, yeah, but you should have told me. It's like, alright, Tony, no need to fucking agree about it. Like, he obviously thinks this guy's been placed there or something.
Maybe Tony did tell him, and he took another one of his fits.
Right, Tony and his fits. Anyway, right, let's get to the... I mean, I'd probably say it was the main... No, that's the weird thing, right? I would say Dr. Melfi's story... She got a lot of screen time this episode, right? And you know what? See, going forward in the series, nothing comes for this. So for me, this is filler, right? So... She's done one late night with Tony. Alright, I'll have to go home. It's 10 p.m. She then walks past this guy, Jesus Rossi, in the parking lot. She's on the phone to her husband. Do not give a fuck about her husband, do you? I don't. Richard.
No.
Richard. No. She then tries to get in her car, but then she gets attacked from behind. The guy's like, don't turn around. I've got a knife. She then like stands on his foot. She runs away, and then he catches her in the stairwell, and then he proceeds to rape her, right? But... What was this guy? Don't turn around. So obviously he didn't want her to see his face, and then he proceeds to do this while showing his face.
Not the smartest decision, was it?
No, he's really not.
The employee of the movie.
He's not the smartest cookie, man. He's really not. He gets arrested, right? She's in the hospital bed, whatever. He like they said that his work's around the corner, and he was caught with what I can't remember. He was caught with one of her items in his possession or whatever. And then Richard shows up, then the son shows up, the police are all in the room, and he's like, I'm gonna
give me 5 minutes with him in a room. I'll kill him.
This is a guy for The Office, you know who he is?
No, but our son looks like a bit of a joke, sure. Was he not the one that was complaining that time? They were out for
and the guy was smoking?
Yeah.
What's this guy? See if this guy spent 5 minutes, you should fucking rape him
raped as well.
He'd rape him too. But yeah, I just didn't give a fuck, I'm sorry. I mean, rape's a really serious crime, but I just feel like if you're going to whip something like this out, it should be on a character that actually fucking matters to Tony.
Although I think Dr. Malfi, I think Tony would care more about Malfi than if it happened to his daughter or Carmela.
Yeah, but would it not be more important if it happened to them?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but my problem is Tony never finds out. Spoiler, he never finds out. So what's the point?
Well, I think the only way this should happen is that if Tony is going to find it. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Tony's the main character. Dr. Malfi's only there to serve Tony, really.
It was kind of like a power play, her being like, I could have that bug squished if I want it, but I'm not going to because I'm the bigger person sort of gimmick.
Is that really a power play, or is that just making you look weak?
I think it's weak. I think you should be fucking acting to kill this guy. Richard says, I'd kill him, but I just end up in jail because that's how fucked the justice system is, damn it. Yeah, I agree with you, Richard. You may be pish character, but I agree with you there. We then get a really awkward scene.
I know, but is that not an easy way out, a cop out? Like, it's like, I would get revenge for you, honey, but I'll end up in jail, so let's just let him get away
I
with
think Tony would say that. Carmel, I know he raped you and all, but hey, man, I don't want to go to jail.
Remember Clay? He was like, look, Gemma, these are serious guys. We'll let it go.
We don't get bloody. We don't cut their goddamn heads
no
off.
retaliation.
I'm sorry. Don't want to do 5 years.
I do trust him. Aye.
Anyway, right, the scene where he's on the phone and the guy's been released because one of the detectives got moved to some other division, and
even that seems like a pish fucking throwaway. And I'm not saying like dumb shit like that doesn't happen in cases get thrown out, but so because one detective or whatever leaves, all of a sudden this guy gets away scot-free, even though she can identify him.
Like if George Bush, right, resigned on September 11th, does that mean 9/11's irrelevant? It's all right. It's a rare laugh.
I pull the troops out. George Bush is away.
We don't want the oil, George. Georgie boys left. But then right, so he hears on the phone about the whole case has been like rescinded. The guy's he's able to go free.
He cracks up a little bit, but rightfully so because it's a piss take. Then Dr. Malfi's complaining at her husband and says, "How dare you do that?" Phone them back up. He does phone them back up. He tries to apologise, but she's like, no, put me on. And then they tell her the exact same thing, and she puts up less resistance than he did. And then she puts the phone down, and then starts blaming her husband on her getting raped, which I didn't like. It's like, I mean, I don't know, she's barking up the wrong tree there, for sure.
Because, I mean, I think...
She says, if I wasn't on the phone talking to you, and I wasn't so distracted, then it wouldn't have happened. Plus, she blamed him because...
No, you get overpowered because it's irrelevant if you're on the phone or not.
She felt like he was only annoyed because it was an Italian person that done it.
What a fucking retarded thing to say.
Yeah. I think so. He tell me if it was a black guy, he'd have been fucking loving life. I'm not really buying that.
Not buying it. Also, I'm not. It just took up far too much of the episode. And like you said, we've no idea like what sort of like how much time has passed or whatever. Just literally happened in the episode. Jackie Aprile and turns up at Tony's house. Tony's like, like, hey, your old man. I made him a promise, and he's like, yeah, I know T, but I didn't want to do medical school. So she gimmick. And then Meadow turns up, and then she's like, because I've got black friends, Dad. And then he's like, friends who live under the blanket on my couch watching movies. And Jackie April's just sitting there, smirking away, and Tony's like, just get the fuck out, big man.
Well, he didn't know what's going on. Like, he's oblivious to it.
No, he is oblivious to it. Then, like, we have like a party at Johnny Sack's house about, he's moved to New Jersey.
But you know what? Meadow's a dumbass. What was she thinking was going to happen? I just don't think it's a good idea, knowing who your dad is and the way he gets on. Why would you bring anybody to your fucking house?
Like, we could talk about Tony...
Let alone some black guy that you just know he's not going to approve of.
We can talk about Tony...
No, but she says, you're racist. If she knows that he's still racist, then why the fuck bring him in the first place?
No, but we were talking about, like, Tony Soprano's got so much control, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's some guy in his house he doesn't even know with his fucking sandals and flips up.
No, well, that's true, but my point is, like, literally every family member walks over the top of you. Even his sister does. Like, literally everyone does. You could argue the person that does it the least is fucking Junior, and he's the guy that probably should do it the most. Like, see, as soon as that black guy appeared in his house, and he should say to Meadow, and that should be case closed, if he's fucking top man. I know he can't really say to his daughter, do you know what I can do to you? Because it's his fucking daughter, but... Right, Johnny Sack's party, nothing really mega happens here. Ralph makes a quote for Gladiators. Then they're like, oh, how much do you think this set Johnny Sack? Oh, the grind has to be 150k, big man. And then Tony, he shows... Well, actually, Dr. Melfi phones Carmela. Carmela thinks he probably doesn't even see a psychiatrist, probably just another bit on the side. And then Tony's like, oh, that's not good. Oh, her knee, I could scar. It won't be pretty. And it just screams autism with Tony here. He's talking about a fucking knee injury. He has no idea what it looks like. And he's like, oh, I'll never heal right. What are you, Dr. Tony?
No, I think what it was is he was concerned, but he was trying to downplay it. And it came off weird.
Yeah, and then he dug himself into a bit of a hole with it. He then appears at Dr. Melfi's, and she's like using a walking stick, and... But she broke her leg? I think she did say she broke her leg or something.
No, I said she twisted it.
Twisted it? Right, there you go, twist it. You listened, I didn't.
Broken leg, she wouldn't be walking like a week later. Although the time frame in this episode was complete. This episode I think lasted about a month. I'm not even joking. I think it did.
It could have, yeah, you know what, it could have, to be honest. And she like starts breaking down. Tony goes behind her and she's like, oh, no, back to your seat, Tony. And then she's like, the end. And then like literally as soon as she says like the end, it ends. And it's just like, right, so this episode...
She didn't say the end. Tony asked her, is there anything you want to talk about? And she went, no.
That's a bomb. Yeah.
She didn't say the end.
Well, I'm aware she didn't say it, but she may as well have said the end.
Tony wanted her to open up and she was like, no.
And it just woke up this small... That's how it ended, guys. And you know what, right? I know you shouldn't really factor this into an episode rating, but this plays no factor going into the future. Like, realistically, all that happened here, we saw a bit more of Ralph and, like, Jackie Aprile maybe moving towards being more of a, like, mafia guy rather than the doctor or Tony always wanted. Did we really care about that much to boost this rating up? A prosthetic leg got took back and Johnny Sack moved house and Dr. Melfi got raped. I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 5 as well. It was decent, solid, average.
Middle of the road.
A Soprano special.
A Soprano special, guys. Anyway, we're back very soon. Up next, Burt Young. He's in that episode, damn it. Burt, you know who Burt Young is?
Of course I know who Burt Young is, for God's sake. It's Paulie. Come on, Rock. Come on, Rocky.
Fuck the Rock. Anyway, guys, till then, peace. Just another toothpick and a bit of Burt Young on the side. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It is The Sopranos Season 3, Episode 5. Quite a lot happened this episode, but it was mainly contained to this episode, if that makes any sense, because we're just introducing people here that literally all die in this episode, and it's like, well, what was the point? Because we've got the introduction of Mustang Sally. We've got the introduction of Bacala Senior, who is Bobby Bacala's dad, played by Burt Young. And I think Burt Young stole the show. Would you agree?
He's Burt Young, for God's sake. I think, of course, he's going to steal the show.
I mean, his coffin may have stole the show in 2 ways in one. But, I mean, what did you make him? I thought he was alright. Probably my favourite episode of the season. Easily my favourite episode of the season to this point.
To be fair, I mean, the guy came in and you're thinking, I didn't even think he was going to, even if he never went on a suicide mission, to know if he was going to make it to the end of the episode, like, with his cough. It wasn't very good.
He's the fucking Terminator. He's the Terminator. But Carmela is at the shrink sessions, man. And I actually do think there was an element here that Melfi was kind of like deflecting blame to Carmela, and Carmela just fucking ate it up and spat the dummy.
I ain't having it. I don't want it.
I don't want it, buddy, but you can clearly see here that with Carmela there, Tony is not going to say anything. He's just sitting there like, you know, the autistic kid that he is.
Yeah, but I mean, if Carmela's watching this and she's probably thinking, hold on, you know, I've got every right for us to be annoyed. Paying this money and Tony's not even doing anything.
Yeah. Which is bizarre, and when they're arguing the way home, he then is like, fuck it, I don't want to listen to your shit, I want to get home quicker. So he starts speeding, and then he gets pulled over by a traffic cop by the name of Leon. And you know what, I just want to wrap up Leon right here, right now, within the next 60 seconds. So Leon gives him a speeding ticket. I don't know, Tony tries to like bribe him here, and like he does it like half bribery, where like, yeah, he kind of jokes about it, I'll pay for you and your wife at Artie's restaurant, blah blah blah. But then the guy gives him a ticket. Then he contacts an assemblyman by the name of Ronald to get him out of the ticket. But in getting him out of the ticket, actually gets this Leon guy like docked pay and cut of his overtime. And then when Tony's looking for like pipes later on in the episode, he spots Leon working his second job, and then he feels bad. So then he phones Ronald, and then he tells him like, "Here, I think you need to give Leon back his overtime." But then Ronald's like, "No, he's on this union program where they're trying to shaft all the white people and, you know, black power." And then Tony thinks about it, and then he hears about Meadow telling a story about some black kid stole her bike at college, and then he reverts to back against this guy when he's having a dinner with Ronald. He's like, fuck him. And then the next scene is the end of the episode where he shows up and he like badmouths him. He tries to give him like $500 and he doesn't take it. What the fuck? What actually was this?
It was just a mess.
No, it was a mess, because how can he... I think it makes sense, right, up to the point where he lands him back in it because, you know, Meadow just told that story about her bike getting stolen. He's like, here, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but fuck him, so he's just using a stereotype. But then, at the end of the episode, he tries to pay him, and then the guy doesn't do it, and then Tony just walks off. Honestly, if this isn't the epitome of filler, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's like Tony's conscience is wrestling with him, and then he's like, nah, fuck it, this guy's black, I don't like him. Then he's like, oh, but I done a bad thing getting him sacked, and it's like, 1 minute, he's trying to justify what he done, and Meadow's bike getting stolen. He's like, well, the guy that stole her bike was black, and he's black, so they're all the same. And I don't know if they just included this to try and show us even further that Tony's messed up in the head, but I don't know, it's just a bit of a joke. I think if any other TV series does this, you're like, really?
But this is like the main thing Tony does this episode. He's a wee bit involved in the hit, but he's not really involved in the hit.
Sopranos is like comedy, but it's more kind of like pathetic comedy. I think it's more embarrassing. Like, I can't believe they're acting like that comedy.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily funny. It's more like, wow, that really made the cut kind of deal.
Like, you're top, man. I just don't understand this whole dilemma. I really don't. In between this, Meadow takes the lamp from the basement. So, see that? Remember that entire episode where they set up a lamp in Tony's basement? That's irrelevant now. Meadow's hoovered the lamp clean after him.
The lamp's gone.
The lamp has left the building. We then see two guys pull up into a grocery store. One of them sits outside. There's this Mustang sitting there. Woman gets out. She's arguing with her boyfriend. This turns out to be Mustang Sally, who then thinks the fat guy is flirting with his girlfriend, and then he grabs a golf club, and a pretty graphic scene this was, cracks him in the skull. He falls to the deck. I mean, the gash on his head is bigger than Tony's fucking stomach. And then he just starts levering into him.
That's a pretty big stomach.
No, it is a pretty big stomach, but this was mental, wasn't it?
It was. And uncalled for.
Yeah. Like, this guy, the guy's hit, right? He's connected to, like, Tony's crew's like members. He's like a family of or whatever. He's like the big fat guy Fito. It's his brother, right? And he's related to like Jackie Aprile Jr. So this guy's connected to Tony's crew, and he's connected to like Tony's family because you know how tight Tony and Jackie Aprile were. And this Mustang Sally guy thinks he's going to get off with just a wee word.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, buddy. We then have a funeral for some like old guy. I actually have no idea. How many times does Sopranos does funerals for old people?
Way too many. It's not even relevant.
I don't even know. I can't even remember who the fuck this guy was. Oh, Carmela's uncle. That's who it was, right? Tony's sitting there, and Bobby Bacallier Sr. arrives. Burt Young's in the building. He's coughing away. He's got lung cancer, sadly. Tony can't believe it. When they get outside, Janice is like, yeah, just another toothpick. Junior does not take kind to this. He's like, what the fuck, Janice? Show a bit of respect. And then Tony's talking to Big Bobby Sr. He's like, he says you're nephew, but he's actually the godfather of Mustang Sally. So, yeah, he talks about how this guy needs to go away. And then when we've seen the scene in the hospital, we've got Ralph, we've got Gigi, we've got Jackie Aprile Jr., we've got Tony and Polly. They're all wanting revenge against Mustang Sally. When Jackie Aprile Jr. says it would be my honour, Tony tells him to sit down. And then Polly's like, here, kid, you need to get your hearing tested. I mean, no, I don't get this Jackie Aprile Jr. kid. I get it. Tony doesn't want him to be in this life. But I know he pissed himself in like 2 episodes ago. But do you not think he's actually got a set of balls to stand up to Tony? This entire fucking crew wouldn't say anything to Tony.
Yeah,
like Paul, I would actually have respect for Paulie and Silvio that stood up to Tony. But even 3 seasons in, where has it been?
Don't do shit.
Like he actually stood up to him. He said, "No, I want to do it." Then Paulie stands up to him. Just a bunch of jobbers, man. Ralph then makes a joke about the fact that this guy's fat, so he'll probably do him a favour if he's a vegetable for life, which Tony and Gigi are not too happy about. But Gigi apparently was the guy that came up with the scenario of Bobby Sr. taking out Mustang Sally. What do you think of this? Getting a guy that's 70 with lung cancer, probably got about 3 weeks left to perform a hit.
Fucking retarded.
It was retarded, wasn't it?
Especially if you want the job done right, you send this guy. Why not send this guy with a bunch of other dudes? And if he wants to get the final kill, final shot, then so be it. But to send him on his own into something where you've no idea, this guy could have backup, this guy could have a fucking whole crew, and they send this old, decrepit, on his deathbed fucking guy who can barely stand up straight for 5 seconds without coughing, and they send him to get the job done. It's almost like they set this up to fail.
Yeah, and Tony gets warned by like Johnny Sack and other people, but he's just no fucking listening to it. I just don't get it. Like, how weak does this make your crew get? Like Bobby points out the fact that his dad has been retired for like 10 years.
I know.
Oh no, but let's use this guy. Honestly, ridiculous. He then pays like Junior a visit and says how getting up the stairs to Junior's house killed him. And this is the guy that's going to wipe out 2 guys.
This is the man.
This is the man. Then we get a scene. Adriana hands in a notice to Artie. Artie's raging about this.
Turns out she's leaving the family business to do OnlyFans.
Yep, that's what she's doing. OnlyFans 2023.
By the way, quick thoughts on that. You made the video. I never really got to say anything. This is probably not the right time to address it.
Ah, fuck it, go for it.
But I think this is very poor. I mean, especially coming from someone that A, has a family, B, has a mother, and like C, I mean, she's in her 50s now, for God's sake. Like, have a little bit of self-respect. I personally don't like anyone that does OnlyFans. And I think there's a way as a woman to be hot and attractive and earn money without fucking taking nudes on the internet. For me, you can use your sex appeal to get other jobs. You can use that as an advantage, but you don't need to stoop to this level. I think it's dirty money. That's my opinion.
It is dirty. It's a cop out.
Like I know it might sound rich coming from me, considering I'm on about the best like women's era of wrestling was when they were there. But there is a difference between acting and using your looks to your advantage and stuff like that, and then there's a difference between taking your clothes off for people to pay you money. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry. People, I mean, I hate when people like make out as if the WWE. I know this is going off topic, like, but the WWE women back in the day were like, I don't know, degrading or whatever, or they no self-respect. Well, I couldn't tell you any female wrestler for the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, minus Sunny, like, that had an OnlyFans account. But you look at today's period where wrestling and women's rights matters, and everyone's got one. So it's just subjective fucking outrage at the end of the day. I think it's poor. I mean, 51. It is what it is.
Yep, she's got a family. I mean, come on.
And another thing, it's like, see, everyone's reporting about this. See, when I seen it, like I checked it out, and it's like every article is like the Daily Mail, the Mirror. It's like,
Sopranos legend.
this is like breaking news. And then they're on about, oh, what she got is her header, and it's like she's uploading like the header or whatever is the picture she's got from like fucking 25 years ago. So is that what she's going to do? She's just going to upload like, she got a bunch of old photos fucking stored, and she's going to upload them? Like, I don't know.
Well, she's going to make a lot of money, but that doesn't make it fucking right.
No, she will earn a lot of money, and if you've got any sort of relevancy, if you've got any sort of fame and fan base, then there's no doubt you can open one of these and you can make a shitload of money. I'm not denying that. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not saying, oh, she's in her 50s, she ain't going to make money. She's going to make a lot of money, but I mean, is it really worth it? She's a pretty talented actress. I'm sure she could make money getting roles and stuff like that, but who knows?
Who knows, guys? But Artie, would Artie have approved of her making her OnlyFans? Because Artie confesses...
No, Artie loves her.
I love her, Tony. I love her. I probably actually, you know what? I put over Burt Young, but Artie, this episode, I like.
But you know what? No, I'm not even buying that. I've seen nothing in the first 2.5 seasons to suggest that Artie loves her. I barely even knew that she worked for Artie. What? There's not been that many scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, like literally.
No, but how are we supposed to know? Where's the fucking connection? Oh, this just. You could not tell me before this episode that you thought Artie loved Adriana.
Yeah, it was.
No one could have said that.
It was just a worker-employee relationship.
If that.
Yeah.
How many scenes did we see her working?
Probably about 6, 7, 8.
If that.
Yeah, but the background, you're not supposed to fucking notice. That's the point. She's just working.
How many scenes did she have with Artie?
Yeah, probably 1 or 2 if that.
And where was the... No, it's not like a good show. They would show you a build up and you'd see signs that maybe they're getting a little bit too close.
Yeah.
That you would see that in a good show, but you didn't see that in this.
But I think the gimmick is that she would never obviously fall for Artie, so I think he's just... Point is...
No, this show, I don't give a fuck. This show's not good. It doesn't feel like episodic. It feels like there's no continuation. Continuity's like out the window. It just feels like... This kind of reminds me of Supernatural. It's almost like every episode's just a standalone episode. I'm beginning to go really off it. I do feel like there is no continuation from like one episode to the next. It's almost like each episode could be a standalone episode. It's like the story doesn't continue. It just doesn't. It doesn't pick up where it left off.
Yeah, like story arcs will just sit on the back burner.
And then it's like out of nowhere, 3 seasons in, we'll just invent this relationship that these two people have, even though they don't have it. Yeah. Oh, these two are super close, and they're close enough for Artie to fall for Adriana. But we haven't fucking seen that. We've seen nothing to suggest that.
No,
just
but
lame in my opinion.
It's the same with, like, you know, see how great as Burt Young was. Like, they've just plucked this guy out the fucking gutter. Same with Ralph. Same with Richie. Right? Same with Jackie April's son. It's just, they never got a fucking mention before they appeared.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, just, we need a character for a one-off episode. We'll use him. We'll use this person. We'll use that person.
And I know I don't get, right? It's not even like they got a mention in the season they were about to appear in. Like, they literally don't even get a mention like in the previous episode. I don't get this, right?
Yeah, why can't they build these characters up a little bit?
Yeah, like they just don't.
Like Burt Young, if he's going to be in this episode, why not shoot a couple of scenes and put it in maybe the last episode or the episode before that? Give us a little bit of build-up to the character. But no, in this, it's just so much one and done.
Like, Bobby's not even mentioned, like, my father, or something like that. But anyway, Artie, like, is messing about with Christopher. He's messing with his suit, he's roughing up his hair. And, like, Chris is a made man. And Artie's just some fucking cook. How is Christopher not battering this guy?
Yeah.
He takes, like, 2 minutes of just getting, like, played with. And then Tony has to break it up. He's like, I love a tea. And Tony's like, don't you ever fucking say that again. But Tony's like ripping the piss clean out of him.
Yeah.
And that's it for Artie, guys. That is it. Artie's marriage with his wife looks all but done. And yeah, it's all over for. But let's get to the stuff that really mattered this episode. Big Bobby Senior, he arrives at Mustang Sally's house. He coughs up the stairs. He gets let into the house. We've got some spick, in his words, and we've got Mustang Sally. And you know what? Considering this guy, Tony labelled this guy as the fucking Terminator. It was a pretty botched hit, but he got the job done in the end. He goes to shoot Mustang Sally, but in the spick, Carlos shouts, and this makes him lose his judgment. He shoots Mustang Sally's ear off. He turns around, shoots Carlos in the chest, and then he gets into a struggle with Mustang Sally. And how's this guy losing? A scuffle with this guy?
I know, just
he fucking he muscles him and completely moves and shoots him, and he goes fucking blood all over him, inhalers. Absolute mess.
A guy that's in his 70s and obviously terminally ill versus a guy that, alright, maybe he'd just been shot in the ear.
Yeah, bigger shot in the ear. I think he's shot in the stomach.
He got clipped or something and he gets out muscled. Then we've got the other guy who got shot and he's like,
"Oh, don't shoot me, senor."
Then he gets pinpoint accuracy, he shoots him through the fucking chair and gets a headshot. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, then he drives home and...
But that stuff's almost comical. It doesn't come off as real.
Yeah, even when I'm driving home, he's like, the tunes are blasting, he lights up one last cigarette, he drops the fucking inhaler, then the song gets louder, and then he has I don't think he has a heart attack, I think he passes out because he's unable to breathe because of the inhaler. He then smashes into a sign and dies. That is the last we ever see of Bobby Senior. And then Junior is frantically wanting to know what caused his death, but Bobby Junior's like, "Oh, I don't know if it was the lung cancer or if it was the crash or was it not being able to use the inhaler." Right, and I thought Junior genuinely cared here. Turns out the only reason he wanted to know is because apparently cancer comes in free, and if this guy got killed by cancer, that would have meant Livia, that uncle, and then him. So Junior would have thought he was safe. But because Junior finds out this guy didn't die from the cancer, he thinks he's next. Because Junior then reveals
he's ill.
Yes.
He's got the big
C. You've got the big C. He reveals this to Bobby, reveals this to Tony. He tells Tony not to tell anyone. Tony tells Janice, and that's pretty much the end of this episode, guys. You know what? I enjoyed Burt Young, but if you take Burt Young out this episode and a wee bit of a minor meltdown for Artie, it fucking sucked. I'm going to give it...
I'll get a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll get a 6 out of 10. This season just lacks a general direction.
I feel like The Sopranos relies on scenes rather than episodes. I don't think there's consistency there.
What would you say is the main story this season? Hit me with it.
Main story. Season 1, I thought the main story was obviously Tony becoming top man. Season 2, I thought the story was Sal being a spy. Season 3...
And Richie.
Season 3?
I would say...
Season 3, I'd say the main story up to this point is probably Tony looking out for April's son. Jackie April's son. That's probably...
yeah, I would
the
say...
most consistent thing going on the show.
Which is if you look at it, you'd be like, oh, that has to be one of the minor things of the season. No, it's the fucking main thing.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of this stuff we've seen's fucking filler.
Yeah, if you look at other major stuff this season, the FBI planted a bug, but that's gone.
I think Chris getting to be a made man, I think that's something that he could have been working towards for the beginning of this season, and maybe towards the end he gets it. But no, just one random episode like that, he gets it. He gets the phone call.
The phone call.
Everything seems rushed and random. I'm not saying it's not worth watching, right? It's fun at times and it's entertaining at times, but I don't know how anyone can seriously say this is the best show of all time. That baffles me.
It does baffle me, and to be honest, this is my second time rewatching it. I don't think I'll ever rewatch it again.
I'd say it's one of the worst shows that I've watched because... And what I mean by that is one of the worst shows that I've watched to the end, because normally if I watch a show and I don't think it's any good, I'll just stop watching it. But out of the shows that I watched from start to finish, I'd say The Sopranos is pretty low down that list.
It's pretty low down. But anyway, guys, that is it for another toothpick. We'll be back very soon next Sunday for the next episode. Will things pick up? You'll have to stay tuned and find out. But until next time, 6 out of 10. Peace. Fog Entertainment back again. Soprano Sundays. It is University, episode 6 of season 3. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
He's ready, and we're kicking off at bada bing, bada boo. Realest guys in the room, right? And it's almost like we kick off, and it's like we forgot, and we've no seen these scenes that have existed between Tony and this stripper called Tracy, because she's like, oh, thank you for helping me out with my sick son, and Tony's like, oh, no danger, and then she's like, oh, here's some bread, and he's like, no, I can't accept that because you're a whore.
We should point out it's season 3, episode 6.
I did say. I said that. What are you on about? Where have you been? Alrighty, right. But my problem is with this, right? What is this? How is this kicking off a scene? A stripper trying to give Tony a bit of cake?
Just happened out of nowhere.
No, but like, The Sopranos does this. Like, you kick off an episode and it's like, alright, here's this established character. Oh wait, they're not established. Like, I'm just not buying this, right? For me, this is just filler. This season is I think this is easily the worst that I can remember. Well, what's happening in this season? Nothing's happening. We're just going round in circles. Last episode, we dedicated to Burt Young, which I like Burt Young, right? Real no issues with that. And then this episode is dedicated to Ralphie and Tony and fucking Tracy, right? The only good thing that came out this episode was when they're having a drink in the high room in the Bada Bing, and you've got Bobby and Fito, and Paulie goes, it's like an ad for Weight Watchers before and way before. That's it. That's where this episode peaked on, isn't it?
Two big fat bastards. But nah, for me, The Sopranos, it's got this
aura of shite.
That's true. But it's got this, like, it's got tendencies to just shoehorn an unknown character that we don't know into an episode and make them the focal point of it for like a one episode only. And it like last episode with Burt Reynolds, and then or Burt Young, whatever he's fucking called. Then you got this. You got this episode with the stripper. Before last episode, we didn't know this Burt Young guy existed, and before this episode, we didn't know this stripper existed. Why can't they just like do a better job of introducing characters? Why do they bring characters in that we've never seen before and make them a main character for that one episode only and expect us to care? Doesn't fucking make any sense. Why not introduce them gradually and build them up?
But I don't get the excuse, though, right? Because with Burt Young, he's Bobby's dad. There's no reason why he couldn't have been included in a scene before. With her, we're always at Bada Bing. Why couldn't we be introduced to her?
No, but with this stripper, like the fact that she's gonna feature so heavily this episode, why don't we see a couple of scenes of her at the beginning of season 3?
Yeah, at least that. But no, we don't get that, guys. And pretty much this episode is centered around her, and then also Noah and Meadow, which it was just a fucking shit episode.
No, because it basically just starts with her going, "Oh, thank you, Tony, for helping my son. Here's some cake." What about you introduce us to her beforehand? What about you show how Tony helped her son? Give us something. No, the first time we see her, she's got a cake to give to Tony. For all we know, she could have been from some random other mob trying to poison Tony. We don't know shit. We've literally just seen this person for the first time.
Yeah, and I think there's numerous problems with this episode. Like I just talked about, you've got that way before joke. Like after this, you've got Ralph.
But no other TV show does that, where they just introduce a brand new character for one episode, make them a main focal point, then have them get killed or leave after.
No, but that's The Sopranos for you. Oh, it was the first day it's kind. We'll let it off with. No, I'm not letting it off with, right?
But no other show does that.
No, it doesn't. It's just a mess, right? Because you've got Ralph coming in here. He starts like just breaking balls, so to speak, right? He starts swinging this fucking chain about while quoting Gladiator. He's putting like ashtrays on the floor. He starts swinging it. He like blinds that Georgie guy in one eye. Tony busts out the room. We think Tony's actually going to fucking throttle Ralph. And then what does he do? I'll take him to the ER and get him patched up.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Why didn't Tony just stay in the room? I'm sure someone else could have told him to take him to the fucking ER and get him patched up. Tony bursts out the room like a baiting bear, thinking that he's going to just go through this guy, fucking eat Ralphie. But instead he just looks at the situation like, here, take him to the ER, Ralphie, come on.
Yeah. This was...
I thought Tony was going to beat the shit out of Ralphie here.
Same. No, I did. And for me, it's just... I mean, he beats the shit out of him later on, right? But
barely? Considering what he done?
Yeah.
He like, punched him once.
No, yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 times, so I get your point. But yeah, no, we'll get to that later on.
He should have left in a body bag.
I have a lot of problems with that, but we'll get to that later on. Let's go to Caitlin, the mentally deranged friend at the university. What do you make of this character? This character's doing nothing for me. And it's not doing anything for Big Noah, because Caitlin was in the room with him, he got a C-, which he's fuming about. And he wants that degree.
Noah's a punk, he's taking the easy way out.
There's no easy way out.
Lefty mentality is to blame others.
Yeah. Like, see at the end, he got told to fuck off.
Own your fucking shit, right?
This is the guy, right, 3 episodes ago, threatened Tony, said, he's lucky I didn't fucking knock his lights out, and now he's too afraid to tell this wee girl to leave his dorm room.
Oh, I'd love to see Tony beat the shit out of Noah. Does it happen?
No.
Right, well.
It might have been nothing it would have saved this show, like, but... I mean, it just looks like, to just sum up Meadow and Noah, it seems like he was just using her for sex, and that's it. And Caitlin has fucked up his grades.
Yeah, and as soon as they got it, he's like, right, I'm moving on.
Yep. I mean, she did meet his dad, but his dad just seems like a fucking, his dad looks so white, it just doesn't look like he could come for him. Doesn't he? It's a weird one, right? But I think we're going to get... Tony Soprano, right? We're going to get to the scenes that matter next, right? There was no Junior again. I like Junior, right? Why is he like missing these episodes, right? But then we have Ralphie, and we've got Tracy sitting. She's 3 days. She's not been in. She's been quote unquote sick. Silvio then comes to the door, right? And like he just drags her out by the scruff. Ralph's just fucking laughing at the window. She's like, "You can't speak to me like that." And then fucking Silvio just bitch slaps her across the fucking face.
You owe me money, bitch. I can speak to you however I want. That was, I guess, a bit uncalled for, like, but I guess that's the name of the game.
Yep,
guess that's the life that we're all living.
$3,000 for braces.
We then later see Tracy go to Tony and tell Tony that she's pregnant with Ralphie's son. Tony says, "You want my advice? Abort it. You'd be doing the kid a favour having a dad like Ralphie." So Tony here just wants no piece of... Well, first of all, he says he's not going to give any advice, but then he's like, fuck it.
I may as well give
abort that kid.
Abort that kid, man, you son of a bitch. And then we have an early morning party at the Big. Ralphie comes in. Tracy insults Ralphie in front of the other ones, the other mobsters. She then leaves out the back door, goes to the parking lot with to light up a wee cigarette. He comes out, and then she's like... talking about, well, you phone in sick, you never called me, man, the past couple. And he's like, how do you think I'm going to provide for you and the kid? And then he's talking about, like, I could be a boy like me, or I could be a girl and be a hooker like you. And then she slaps him, and then, yeah, what happens here, my friend? He just absolutely fucking batters her. Like, there was no give up here. He starts punching her, then he starts grabbing her head and fucking smashing it off the metal guardrail. Brutal kill. And do you think this warrants...
I didn't think he killed her at first. I thought he was just beating the shit out of her, but it turns out she's dead. In fact, she's very dead. He walks in to the clubhouse, or whatever you want to call it.
Stripper?
Well, I'm going to call it clubhouse, fuck it.
It's not really a clubhouse, mate. It's a fucking
He pours his hand into the tank of ice, the ice tanker, I guess, to cool down a little bit, take that pain away. Then he says that Tracy had an accident outside. Everyone goes to rush and check on her, and then they can obviously determine that, wait, this is no accident.
This is a murder.
She's obviously had the shit beaten out of her, and Ralphie was the one that had the busted open hand. So Tony rushes out. He sees what's happened. He tells, I believe it's Polly, to get a blanket, obviously to put over Tracy, and like they're making it so it's not a big deal, like, oh man, this is bad, but they're saying it's bad, but there's no real, I don't think they fucking mean it. Like, literally one of their workers has just been murdered outside, but they don't really give a shit. Tony gets a couple of punches in on Ralphie, And then Ralphie is the one that's more upset, and he's screaming that you can't do this.
I'm a made man. Right.
First of all, I thought he wasn't a made man.
You know what, he's a made man, he's not captain.
Alright, well, what the fuck? Tony's the man that makes you a made man.
Yeah, I don't get this.
So
now, apparently this is in violation of Mafia Code, right? But for me, Tony's the fucking top man. So hold on, right?
Okay, wait.
Who's Ralph gonna go to?
Can Big Sal not have said? Yeah, you can't shit me. This is
No,
violation
no.
code of the Mafia.
But who's Ralph gonna go to?
To put in a complaint against Tony.
I don't get this.
I'm taking this to the
Right.
higher ups, Tony.
No, I get it, right? There's New York. I get that, right? So New York are like a step above Tony. But realistically, why the fuck would New York give two rats' asses about Ralphie getting punched by Tony? Because Ralphie brutally killed a fucking woman.
Yeah, if anything, like, would he really want to take that to New York?
Yeah.
Would the people in New York not side with Tony?
Yeah, I don't get this for Ralph. To me, that's just... I mean, right.
If Ralph gets beat up a few times, is that not him getting let off lightly?
Yeah, like, I think there should have been more. I mean, he's literally just killed a worker. Like, he's killed a way of making money. He's killed a person who makes money for Silvio.
Yeah, and Silvio needs that money.
Yeah.
He's like $3,000 in.
I don't get this, right? I don't understand Ralphie taking the high ground here of, I'm a mute man. But Tony's the man.
I thought Tony had a bit more respect than that. I thought Tony... let's come... If this happened in Sons of Anarchy, I have no doubt this guy'd be dead.
Yeah. Oh, it's just...
You don't think he would?
I think he would be, probably. But, it depends. I need to see the circumstances.
Well, it's the same circumstances as this. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, Jax dropped Ima, smashed her face in. I know he didn't kill her, but...
Oh, hold on. That was when he was going rogue. And he was fucking president.
It was season 4.
He was president.
He was season 4.
He may as well have been fucking president in season 4. Come on.
He may as well... What do you mean? He's Clay was fucking running the show. Dropping people.
Jax was...
Yo, my point is, I just feel like Ralphie coming up with the I'm a made man thing is fucking garbage. Doesn't make much sense to me.
And what was Ima though? Ima was nothing.
You know? Yeah, well, so's this Tracy person.
No, see, she works for Tony.
Ima works... Oh, they were in the porn business and Sons.
Aye, the porn business was doing the drain and Clay didn't like it in the first place. This would be the equivalent of... This Ralphie guy doing this is the equivalent of someone coming from, like, let's say Nevada. Someone comes from Indian Hills. It's kind of like a different charter, let's be real. And he just walks into the clubhouse and brutally kills one of Sam Crow's crew eaters.
Alright, I'll accept that.
Do you think he gets? You think they give him a couple of punches and they're like, right, fuck off back to Nevada? Get the hell out of here.
No, because the Nevada guy would say, I'm a Pat's member. You can't do this to me.
It's just fucking bullshit, like.
Right, and then it basically just ends, right, with
But
Tony...
where do you draw the line? Hold on, like, so can Ralphie go back? Can Ralphie go into the bada bang, bada boom, and just take out more? Can he just go out and execute like 3 or 4 strippers and? Oh yeah, I'm a made man, Tony. You can't do nothing to me.
No, it's
No, but where do they draw the line?
I don't know where they draw the line.
I thought
The line was already drawn.
See, the problem is, right? No, the problem about The Sopranos is everyone's fucking unlikable. I don't think no one's really got like a morale compass. No one really stands up for what's right.
Yeah.
Like, see, you can say what you want about Sons, but I feel like even the Sons members that people would say, like Tig and Clay, they've got a sense of morality where they know right from wrong, and they don't want anyone innocent. I don't recall them taking out anyone innocent.
Aye.
Whereas
It'd always be something, yeah.
Tracy is innocent here. She hasn't done anything.
No, I know, but it's just like here you feel, and then that comment for Ralph annoyed me. I just don't under. So does he genuinely think he can do anything then?
He must, huh?
That's what he must think. And then like the episode essentially ends with Tony talking to Dr. Melfi with Carmela. He's like, "Aye, my friend died. Oh, you didn't know him. You didn't know him, Carm." And then we cut back to
He was talking about Tracy, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah. And then we cut to Bada Bing. The George guy's obviously got the one eye now, and he's training the new stripper. And essentially, this is like here. She died, but no one cares because she's just a worthless fucking stripper. And that's how the episode ends. Again, it's like... I didn't really feel anything for her dying because it's not like... I don't really know how to portray it. Like, she's just, fucking a stripper. It's not like she's a caring mum of three, stay-at-home mum that Ralph's killed.
No, she was pregnant, and she did have a kid.
Yeah, no, I just didn't really feel anything for her.
I thought Tony would have cared more. The fact that he's just wiped out and he knows that Ralphie guy knows this.
Yeah, and it's just Tony just didn't care.
Regardless of what she does for a profession, I thought Tony would have been like, and not just Tony, like Silvio, Polly, Chris. Would these guys not be like, hold on, you've just killed a pregnant woman?
Yeah, on our club
But
premises.
for some reason, a couple of punches and that's it. It's all right.
I just thought, yeah,
And then you basically got not Polly. What's his name?
Silvio.
No, the Ralphie. You basically got Ralphie, like sort of threatening Tony, saying you can't do this to me.
I know, it's a joke, guys, and I just this episode I felt was all over the fucking place, to be honest.
I'll get a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 4 out of 10, right? It needs to pick up. We've had a shit first half. What's the second half going to deliver? Stay tuned, but I tell you what, Tracy will not be delivering. Hee-haw. Till next time.
I
Peace.
still think season 1 was the best.
I agree with that. A lot of people think it's the worst, though. People think this is the greatest TV show ever, man. It's not.
True, but I think the same about Game of Thrones. People say Game of Thrones season 1's the worst, and I think it's the best.
You've got a great opinion then. Till next time. 4 out of 10. Peace. We should have really have asked for a second opinion when we went to review this show, and that is the title of this episode. We're at the halfway point of season 3. It's episode 7. It is second opinion, of course. And we're back with the Sopranos, and yet again, it's another underwhelming story episode here, because I tell you what, right? The main story this season for me, well, in my own opinion, has been Jackie Aprile Jr. And he wasn't even in this episode. Like, this episode just felt lost in a big pile of shit, right? Junior, they literally just rushed out that about like an episode and a bit ago that he had cancer. Now this episode, he's under the knife. Then he's awake again. And then guess what? He's got a bit more cancer, so we gotta put him under the knife. And Tony's like, no, we can't do that. We have to put him through chemotherapy. But the only reason Junior thinks his doctor is good is because he's got the name Dr. John Kennedy. I like the name, right? And Tony calls him out and says the only reason you like him is because he's got the same name as President John F. Kennedy. Thoughts on the name? I like the name, but I mean, that doesn't mean he's a good doctor.
I mean, I guess the name's alright. He got assassinated. I feel like this show's been assassinated.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how anyone can say this is the greatest show of all time. For me, it's probably one of the worst shows that I've ever watched. What I mean by that is it's probably one of the worst shows that I'll ever finish, because I would say that bad shows you tend not to finish. I will finish The Sopranos, but for me it's definitely at the lower end. Yeah, it's not in the top 50%. Therefore, I don't see how people can claim this is. People talk about this show as if it's a masterpiece, and it's like hands down the greatest show ever made.
See,
I just don't see.
There's
it.
a lot of problems, but for me, there's one main problem. The story is fucking all over the place. What is the main objective here?
Be honest, right? Even if it's a show I liked and you didn't really like, have we watched a series from start to finish that was worse than this?
Probably not.
And keep in mind, we haven't finished Fear the Walking Dead. And even then, I think you could make a case for Fear the Walking Dead being better than this. Sad as that sounds.
No, I'd rather watch The Sopranos.
I said make a case, I didn't say it was.
But, nah. No. Fear's different, gravy.
Alright, well, we haven't finished Fear, but,
No, but, like,
shows that we have finished.
I would never say this was fantastic or great.
It shows that we have finished. What would you say The Sopranos is better than?
That we've finished?
Aye.
I'm thinking.
Sons.
Nowhere near.
Breaking Bad.
Nowhere near. They're not even the same fucking...
The Strain.
I mean, it's probably close to The Strain, because I think they both...
Really?
No.
I much preferred The Strain over this.
I don't know, this show's just... but it's the story. I think this show's got all the ingredients to be great, and it fucking misses every time for me. Do you not think so? Do you not think...
No, the characters are fucking unlikable.
Yeah, but if there's an actual story there... I just don't get what I honestly, and it doesn't get better. It doesn't. It's always this disconnect each episode.
Well, I don't like that.
I know I don't like it either, right?
It comes off to me as like a sitcom more than a TV series.
Yeah, it really does. But
And if that's what you want to go for, that's fine. Because seeing you look at it, a lot of sitcoms won't really have continue at. Like, see with most sitcoms, right? Obviously, there'll be certain things that'll happen, right, in maybe one season, and it could play a role in a future season. But with most sitcoms, you can just pick and choose which episodes to watch.
yep,
It's not like episodic television, like a TV series. You need to watch it in order for it to make sense. Like things like, just trying to think, like
Friends,
Friends, Simpsons,
Family Guy.
South Park, 2 pints of lager, packet of crisps, any shit like that. You can really just pick up, and that's what The Sopranos feels a wee bit like to me. There's not a lot of continuation in stories. There's some, but there's not a lot.
No, but what's the main storyline this season?
Don't know, I can't tell you. I don't know, Jeff.
I don't know, Jeff. I have no idea, right? And this whole Tony and his dog, like Junior is bought over, like a $1 street whore, man. Like Tony just tells his doctor to be like, you just pretend it's all good, and he'll buy it, and he fucking does. This intern, he's like, he's the top chemo guy. The guy looks at him, he's like, yeah, he is. He's the top chemo. What the fuck? This guy's used to lead. No, I mean, Jersey.
They're all dumb bastards.
No, they are, man. And then, like, the best scene this episode was Furio. You've got that bee on your hat. And he just
Slaps his hat.
I mean, really though, is that as good as that? Is that the peak here? Is that the
Furio reminds me of Steven Seagal.
an Italian Steven Seagal? He does. I mean, what else happened here? You've got AJ's away in a wee fucking trip with school, right? But right, we've got Polly and Chris. We've basically wrapped up the doctor shit, right? Junior looks like he'll be alright. Well, you right, few rounds of chemo, right? But you've got Polly and Chris. So apparently, Chris, right, is on a probation period, which to me doesn't make any sense, right? He's not out of jail. He got made a main man. He did the whole finger prick thing. He swore on the stack of Bibles. He's did whatever. Why does he have to go through a probation period?
I personally don't get it.
Like, and see when Polly and Patsy and you've got Silvio are like strip search for having to. For me, I genuinely don't think that fellow made guys should be making another guy do this. I think this should be like Tony.
Yeah.
I think Tony should have.
Chris be like, yo, I don't fucking answer to you.
Man, you fucking stripped Polly?
I think it was too far. Like, Polly just bursts in at 2 fucking a.m. At 2 a.m. The man turning over his house. Like, what for? Did Chris owe him money?
It's because Chris is making more money. He's not really giving Polly, but he doesn't really have to.
I thought all he had to do was give Polly $6 grand.
Well, that's what Polly. But that's the problem with the show. You're led to believe it. You just have to give him $6 grand. But Polly thinks so. He's fucking holding out on me.
Yeah, but we haven't seen that.
Yeah, I know.
They haven't showed that. Oh no, the last they really showed was that Chris wasn't making enough money, and that he was having to pay Polly out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
The whole gambling thing.
Aye, no, I know.
The last they touched on it was that Chris wasn't making enough money through that, and that it was actually an expenditure for Chris because he was having to go and do side hustles in order to make up Polly's $6,000. But now, all of a sudden, with no I mean, it's almost like Elgin James had a hand in fucking writing this show. Because a lot of this stuff must happen off screen. Because all of a sudden now, Chris is making more. And so fucking what?
I know.
I can understand if it was Tony. Why the fuck is Chris having to pay money to Polly?
You know what? I agree with Chris. But for me, the only thing I understand Polly's point of view. Oh, don't you go round me to the big man again? I think Christopher should just fucking called him out.
But can he?
Then boss, he can't. I think Tony would have respected it more if Chris went to Polly about it. Fucking grow a backbone, Chris. I feel like he had way more of a backbone in the earlier season. When he wasn't even a made guy, just some fucking bum. He's on about, this is last scene in Scarface. Say hello to my little friend. What happened to that, Chris? Fuck it. His arse dropped once Brendan died. This is the guy, he wanted to kill Junior. I just think it makes Chris look weak. I don't give a fuck if he's on probation, man. Honestly. Look at Ralphie last episode. You can't hit me, I'm a made guy. Oh, but Christopher's a made guy, we can just fucking bust into his house and steal all his stuff.
And then Polly goes into their bedroom, starts sniffing Adriana's panties. It's like, that's not normal, is it?
No, it's not normal.
Why didn't Chris call him out in that? All Chris did was like snicker. Oh no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
But you didn't call him out on it.
Yeah, he says to Tony about it, and Tony doesn't care. Tony like gives half a mention to Polly about it, and he's like, oh well, he's just fucking weird.
No, but like, see that point, see if Chris gets up. But what would happen in that? Because Polly had a couple of guys with him.
I think it was just him and Patsy, but I get your point.
Can Polly pull out a gun if Chris shoots, it hits him?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris was thinking about shooting him. He thought Polly was reaching for a gun
But
or something.
let's say Chris went up right and decked Polly, because I mean, Polly talks a good game. Don't you ever do this again, but I mean, I've no doubt in my mind that Chris would beat Polly up in a fight.
Yep.
And not necessarily just because of the age, but Chris just looks more mobile and obviously younger, more physical. Polly just doesn't look like a fighter.
No.
None of them do.
No.
None of Silvio, I think, would batter Chris.
Yeah.
But Silvio looks like the only guy that could fucking actually fight. See, you look at Polly and you look at Silvio, and it's like, wait, no. Who did I call?
Patsy?
No, who's that?
Bobby?
No.
Big fat Bobby?
No, the guy for Italy.
Furio?
That's what I meant, not Silvio.
Furio's the only guy that can fucking do
I
something.
didn't mean Silvio, I meant Furio's. Like, Furio would beat up Chris, I've no doubt about it, but I think Chris would batter the rest of them. Like, surely, if he just walked in there, right, threw a couple of digs at Polly and then chucked him out, and, like, if Polly goes to Tony and says something, all Chris all has to say is, well, he was going through Adriana's, underwear drawer and sniffing on it. Would Tony not be like, you did good, my friend?
You did right. You did the right thing, Chris.
I mean, what would Tony do if Polly went through fucking Meadows?
Yeah, what would he do?
Because I actually don't think there's that big of it. I was going to say Adriana, but I'd say Meadows closer to age to.
But see,
Meadows closer. I think Meadow and Adriana are probably closer.
But Tony's a dickhead, right? Chris could be like, well, what if he did it to Meadow, Tony? Would you fucking deal for it? I think he would turn that on Chris. He'd be like, no, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, my daughter, into this?
Yeah.
But it's a fucking fair point. Like,
No, it is a fair point, but
let's be honest, Adriana's still young enough to be Polly's daughter. Like,
I'll tell you what, Tony also discovers a big mouth Billy Bass, which reminds him of Big Sal, so he decides to batter Georgie with it.
this Georgie guy can't catch a break.
He gets fucking battered every go. Again, right? The whole Ralph thing, last episode, where is he? Just completely de-escalate.
Should that not be a pretty big deal, though?
No, but this is weekly TV. You're tuning in to see the aftermath.
No, but should that not be a big deal? He killed one of their strippers, like, right outside their business.
Yep. And here we are. We don't get any of it. We do not get any of it. Carmela does go to see a shrink. He's like, you should probably leave, Tony, but if you leave him, use all the legitimate money. Filler. And then she spots Big Sal's wife. And she's like, my dog's very sick. Tells Tony about it. Tony heads over there, realises that, she's actually got money. And he's like, you know what? I was going to say just don't speak to the wife about it. But then I went, no, you've got a new Cadillac, so fuck you. And he started battering the car. What do you make of this? I thought he was going to batter the dog, but he left the dog alone.
It's just Tony having another meltdown, isn't it? Meltdown Tony.
But see, the gimmick is that when you're sworn in, when you're a made guy, right? When you're sick or in ill health or whatever, or you get arrested, they will look after your family. To me, that probably should go out the window once he rats.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think it's mental that Tony probably shows more respect towards, like, widows of rat members than he does towards, like, his own fucking crew who are alive.
Yeah, no, I'd say I think Tony's doing a good thing there.
And I think Carmel's got a point when he was, like, refusing to pay 50 grand. They go get married to the best college, and he's like, no. I mean, he's got so much money, and yet he'd rather give it the fucking pointless shit, like, giving Sal's ex-wife.
Could it be because he killed Sal?
No, it could be, but this is a continued trend. But guys, that is pretty much this episode. There's just not an awful lot happening here, man. Fucking garbage, to be honest. And I'm going to give this episode a 2. I thought it was fucking shite. That was my second opinion.
Wasn't great. Was it better than that Daryl Dixon thing? Though probably was.
Tony arguing about here, there's too much pulp in my fucking Tropicana. Fuck off. What?
And it's like, hold on, no, like, earlier in the episode, we're having dinner, and it's AJ is like excused because he's got homework, but then like 10 minutes later in the episode, he arrives back in a car, and it's been made out as if he's been gone for weeks. It's like, hold on.
Right now.
What the fuck's... Where's the timeline?
No, but it begins with Junior in surgery, right? Then he's out walking about. You know what surgery does to people? Especially a guy who's like 70.
I feel like The Sopranos... You would watch an episode and think that a day or two's passed.
And it's about 6 months.
Aye.
Yeah.
Based on what fucking happens, yeah.
I would say so. But Tony at the end of this episode does reluctantly agree to give the 50 grand anyway. So, thoughts? I'm giving it a 2.
I'll get a 4.
This show's just shite.
I think it's very consistent, but it's consistently average.
See people that say this show, right, is the greatest of all time. I'm convinced they've not watched it in 20 years and they're stuck in this capsule of like the early 2000s.
Or they've not watched this show since The Sopranos ended.
Yeah. Honestly, like, the only thing you could say from it, from a point of view, is it doesn't necessarily feel as fabricated as a TV show, because it's just that, you know, it just feels lazy. Like it literally just does feel like
it feels
the
real.
average Italian American.
It does sort of feel real.
But it's not reality TV at the end of the day.
But then again, can you really claim it's real when you look at that shootout in season 1 and the 2 black guys put that?
Take me back to that was fucking interesting.
I know, but
what's happening now, man?
Can we?
Wait, no. What was the last interesting scene where someone near died or something?
No, I think.
Burt Young, right? That was I like that scene. But at the end of the day, they're nothing characters.
Yeah, season 3's been poor for me, big time.
Easily the worst. But yeah, 3 out of 10, guys. We'll be back very soon. We're at the halfway point, and until next time, peace.
He is risen from Tony's bad book straight to Capo. Ralphie is back in business. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here to review The Sopranos Season 3, Episode 8. This one is titled He is Risen. And by God, did Ralphie rise this episode.
He did. Ralphie rose from the depths of hell and Tony's crew to one of his top guys. And it was all because someone shat themselves on the toilet.
Technically, that would be Rose, I believe. He rose. Or risen. Not Riz. What? Riz?
Riz.
Who killed Riz? Mayans MC, buddy.
Might have been Ralphie, brother. But I think this episode should have been last episode. I don't get why we end on a cliffhanger of Ralph and Tony feuding, and then we had an episode not dedicated to that.
For me, this is another classic Sopranos episode where it's just bang average.
Yep.
I mean, not awful, but
not good.
Not great. I mean, it's middle of the pack.
Middle of the road.
It's your classic, just bang average. It's the Sopranos, man. It's in a nutshell.
It is, and we're going to just
consistently average.
We're going to just do wee story by story instead of zigzagging. Right. Meadow and Jackie Aprile Jr. Ecstasy. I thought Meadow was better than Ecstasy, but you know what? Everyone's on the ecstasy.
Everyone's on the ease, damn it. I don't really know if this is a good idea, him giving Tony's daughter ease, but he did anyway.
Well, we've seen Chris do it back in season 1. It wasn't ease, but...
True. That was fucking moronic for Chris, wasn't it?
It was.
And look what happened to his little buddy. So, she gets the ease, she passes out. He has a look down her shirt and then decides, nah, you know what, this ain't worth it. This ain't worth losing my knees. So he just decides to leave the room.
He leaves the room. And you know what, right? See the scene later on in the episode where she hijacks his car? To me, that was just forced and cringy.
Yeah, she steals his keys, hijacks his car. She swerves out the way. She, drives off down this little, slope that's about 4 foot. And then everyone rushes over and rescues her for the car, and they're all like, oh, you could have died. And it's like, no, you could not have died. She was in no danger. All she did was damage the car slightly. I mean, what's the whole fucking point in this? Why did Meadow decide that she was going to hijack his car? Where the fuck was she going to go? She couldn't go without him anyway, so like...
I don't get it. Was it supposed to be some sort of, trick? Like, oh, look, Jackie, I'm playing a wee joke on you. I've stole your car. And then it ended up going tits up because she crashed it or what? I'm not actually too sure, but for me, just fucking filler.
Yeah, don't really care.
Like, if anything, this made him like her more, when in reality, it shouldn't have. Because he's just fucking totaled her car.
Oh, you nearly died. As long as you're okay. Yeah, bullshit. Ralphie was still in Tony's bad books at the beginning of the episode. He just he wouldn't eat.
He refused to drink.
No, they made it as if Ralphie refusing a drink was like slapping Tony in the face and shiting on his dog or something. Even though he doesn't have a dog, his ducks. We'll go with ducks. Like
his ducks did make a return.
So fucking what? He didn't want to have a drink with Tony. Is that such a criminal act? Like, is this unforgivable?
Well, to be fair, what's worse, him not wanting to have a drink or Tony punching him because he killed someone? I mean, for me, Ralph, I just don't get the pettiness of everyone.
Ralph thinks because he's the main man, he's untouchable, but you're talking about the man. This is the man.
Yeah, Tony.
I could understand maybe if it was another maid man, but even then, what Ralphie done was wrong. How can he not accept that? He fucking murdered someone. Yeah. Who was pregnant nonetheless, and I mean, he's making it as if he was the one hard done by. What, because Tony came out and punched? I'm surprised that never got him killed on the spot. What he done?
Yeah, I don't get so.
Or like kicked out the club or something. Or not the club, but
Tony's right hand, Silvio's telling Tony that he did wrong.
You got it wrong, Tony.
He actually says that you should apologise and maybe make him captain. What the fuck?
See, that's why I just don't like this show. I mean, what Ralphie done was wrong, and like people should be sticking to that. But no one. Why is no one condemning what he done? I don't get it.
But Tony's not exactly sticking to his guns either. He's not like, you know what, the prick deserved it. He's kind of like humming and hawing about it. He's like, yeah, but aye. Polly suggested whacking him. He's like, you're too much of a good earner, Polly. So yeah, Tony's willing to let morals go out the window as long as the guy's a good earner.
Yeah, Ralphie then says that if it was Tony's daughter or like niece
or Gumar, he'd understand. Yeah, well, no shit.
I mean, what's Ralphie talking about? Of course. So you trying to tell me if Ralphie done this to Meadow, I mean, Tony would let him breathe?
That doesn't make sense to me, that line. Like, it just does not make any sense whatsoever. Now, unless he was maybe talking in context of, like, he slapped Tracy a bit and left it at a couple of slaps and it was his daughter.
He's talking about killing her, mate.
Yeah, no, but is that not completely ludicrous?
It's nonsense, like.
I mean, if he did this to Meadow, he's not able to have this conversation. And would he have been able to whip out the I'm a made guy line?
I'm a made man. No, you're dead, man. So yeah, he has this conversation. The new capo though, the guy that got the capo position instead of Ralphie, does an Elvis Presley. He dies on the toilet. How the fuck did this happen? I don't know.
I mean, it's plot purposes, isn't it? It's like any time Tony's hit with a difficult decision, something like this happens. Same happened with Richie, then Janice killed him. And the same here.
Yes.
He's been dealt with a difficult situation and it's been gifted to him on a plate.
When are we actually going to get to see Tony deal with these situations himself?
Are we going to see him deal with them?
So because this guy dies, I mean, I guess we need a new capo now, and Tony decides that he's going to make Ralphie his captain. I mean, Ralphie's celebrating on the same day they've just buried this guy. Isn't this supposed to be like a big family?
I know, a load of shit, isn't it?
Would you really be celebrating that on the day of this guy's death? Should we not be mourning him? Ralph is like, come on, Tony, let's drink with me. But Tony repays the favour and he's like, well, since you didn't drink with me, I'm no drink with you. He didn't actually say that, but I'm assuming that's kind of
that's the mindset going on here.
So he walks out. And that was pretty much it from that standpoint. We had Tony visit Dr. Malfi, who double booked the appointment. There was another woman there. Apparently she's a BMW car dealership Mercedes.
Big difference.
So therefore, Tony all of a sudden takes an attraction to this woman. and he decides that he's going to buy a Mercedes car just so he can speak to her. He's watching like adverts. He sees a Mercedes come on the TV, and he's like, says to his wife, "Hey, I'm going to buy one of those."
Carmel's like, yeah, you should.
Yeah, just you go and waste £200 just so you, 200 grand just so you can fucking try and strike up a conversation with some woman in a skirt. And that's exactly what Tony does. He goes to the car lot. He says he wants to take it for a test drive. She says, "Well, you have to have a car dealer go with you." So they go out. They end up in bed. This woman cancels her next appointment with Dr. Melfi. Dr. Melfi hears a man on the phone, and it's Tony. Tony jumps into bed, and I think they're in his like yacht or whatever.
Ducks arrived.
They used to take. This is where he used to take the Russian whore, and now he's taking the car dealer whore. So I mean, whatever. And then we see the Mercedes parked outside on like the port. So I mean,
Didn't really need to see that. We knew what was happening, to be honest. But that's it.
and that was the end of that. I mean, anything else?
What I would say is, what are they doing with Junior?
We got a brief scene with Artie, but then Ralphie came in, and Artie was told to basically.
No, but what are they doing with Junior? This guy was so prominent in season 1, and since then it's just been the old guy. It's almost like you've been as well killing him off.
Yeah, I think they should have just killed him along with his right hand man. I mean, like, why not? Like, what have they done? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me how Tony kind of just forgave Junior. Like, no repercussions, no nothing, just, no, that's it. You can still earn, you can still do this. And it's
You can
almost.
still earn. He's doing nothing. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, but do you not think, like, Tony, like, almost. He's completely forgiven Junior, but whereas he didn't forgive his mum? No, I get it. I think Junior's a lot more likeable than Gloria. Gloria's a fucking arsehole. But I just wonder why Tony took the whole shit with Gloria to her death.
I think it's more because she manipulated Junior and he kind of thought, no, it actually wasn't Junior that really wanted to do it. It was more her.
True.
And then he found out at the end, oh, it was her dementia, was it? Oh.
My dementia, my ass.
Also, the scene with Dr. Melfi complaining to her psychiatrist does nothing for me.
If you're a psychiatrist, right, and you need a psychiatrist, should you really be a psychiatrist for your job?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, yeah. To me, that's almost like you're not in the right
Mind frame to be helping people.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And would you agree with this? I'm giving this a 5 out of 10.
That's exactly what I was going to give it a 5 out of 10, guys. Just your basic run of the mill.
Like,
nothing overly bad, but nothing overly good. And
the only intriguing storyline here is Ralph against Tony this season, and it's like diffused like that.
If I had to sum up season 3, it would be 5 out of 10.
I'd say that's probably too high. I'd say 4 out of 10.
And The Sopranos overall, I'd probably say like 5.5, 6 out of 10. I'm just not seeing it. This best show of all time. And I actually think it's too late. I don't think no matter how good the rest of the show is, I just think it started off so average that I could never consider this the best show of all time. Even if season 4, 5, and 6 were like 9, 10s, I just think the first 3 seasons have been just so average that I could never say, oh, this is like the greatest show ever.
Yeah, me too.
And what is the direction of season 3? I'm not entirely sure. The whole thing is just Ralphie believing that he should have been a capo and he wasn't a capo. Other than like Ralphie, I mean, there's 3 things really going on, I believe, in season 3. You've got Ralphie's beef with Tony looking out for April's son, and just like Meadow getting up to like all sorts of shit at college, getting up to like drugs and the new boyfriend and all this crap. That seems to be the 3 things that they're focusing on. Everything else is irrelevant. I mean, you've got Polly, Sylvie, and Silvio, and they're supposed to be right-hand men. They're supposed to be big characters, important characters for Tony.
Chris, this episode,
and they never
sit on the couch.
I mean, they never get any storylines of their own. Like, when do we ever see them venture off and have their own shit? We don't. Your Italian guy that Tony brought over, I mean, he'll just he'll just disappear for episodes at a time.
He will.
Like,
wasn't in this one.
I don't know. I mean, you just compare it to Sons of Anarchy. It's like everyone at the club had something going on.
There's just no stories. Like, the stories in this show are dead. Like, what you need a main story arc, and there's fucking nothing.
I just don't know how someone could go, oh, I love Silvio. I love Polly.
Where's, like, forget about internal beefs. Where's the beef with outsiders?
No, but seeing this show, I think it's borderline impossible for your favourite character to be anyone other than Tony.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the whole show revolves around Tony.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what it is, guys.
It's Ducks made a return as well, but who cares? It's only Ducks.
Quack, quack. That's it. Till next time. Peace.
5 out of 10. My pizza hut nobody. Welcome back to The Sopranos, the Telltale Mozzarella, episode 9 of season 3. And yes, we're talking about a certain pizza that attacks people. Not really. We have a few plot lines to get through this episode with. And we may as well kick off with Carmela's birthday. And you see each member of the Soprano family give her a gift. Tony gives her a sapphire ring. AJ gives her a copy of The Matrix. And Meadow gives her a gift certificate to a day spa, which is actually on her mother's credit card. So it just makes you realise that Tony is the top dog, he is the top G, and that his kids are actually pretty... I mean, you actually...
Well, I mean, AJ's gift was shit, but maybe he paid for it.
Yeah, like... Meadows... I think Meadows very stuck up, but in reality she relies on her mum and dad way too much to even pretend that she's one bit independent.
I think, personally, giving someone a gift, buying someone a gift, using their own money is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, and she puts...
And I don't care about, like, these 1% men or whatever that are worth millions, and they might have like 20 bank accounts and their fucking wife's got access to one. I think it would just mean more getting bought a cheap present that they actually paid for themselves.
Yeah, and she's like, I bought myself one as well, so we can both go. I mean, fucking cheap-ass bastard, and, you know, I think there's problems with this. I don't agree with it. I mean, I think she... I don't know if it's the whole gimmick what they're going for with Meadow, but I think you're led to believe that, like, she is so much more righteous than the rest of them, but in reality, she has so many traits that remind you of Carmela. It's like Carmela turns a blind eye to all this stuff, but, you know, she stays with Tony.
She seems to hate her father's lifestyle, but she's more than happy to
Aye.
have her father pay for everything, including cars and gifts. And...
Now, on the other hand, you've got AJ, who just doesn't really know where he is. I mean, this episode, I think he is just a bit of a tool. He goes to school later on that night, and he wrecks the place.
Matrix ain't the best DVD, is it?
No, but I mean, I guess around this time it would have been a pretty big movie. But yeah, he's here with a bunch of his friends that we don't really recognise or know. One of them was played by a young Lady Gaga. Most people didn't recognise this. I didn't the first time, but it is. They destroy the trophy cabinet and they throw it into the swimming pool, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? They had a custom job pizza. Probably scene of the episode where the police interrogate the guy and he's like, my pizza hurt nobody. And then the guy doesn't want to say. The son's like, here, I don't know if I can. He's like, you're an accessory after the fact, buddy. So this guy's dobbed Anthony Soprano into it. Like, see the way he says, I don't really want to say. Well, what are the police going to say to that? Oh, that's all right. You have a good day, sir.
We know you don't want to upset Tony Soprano. We'll just leave you alone.
I mean, fuck off. That bit was a bit retarded for him. And also, like, this whole gimmick of kids just fucking wrecking stuff it's just true, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, they got away with it like they were the black community in a liberal state.
Well, to be fair, AJ got away with it because he's like, you know, he's crucial to the American football team, man. I don't really know if anyone else got away with it.
That's white privilege.
It is white privilege. It is white American privilege here.
Only privilege is rich privilege.
Yeah, I mean, then he's told later in the episode to clean the gutters, and he doesn't know what the gutters is, and then you're like, the drains that connect the water brings it down. He's like, no, I still don't know. This guy is fucking retarded.
Yeah,
man.
like Andrew Tate said, when a black billionaire meets a white billionaire, do you think they're arguing over race?
No.
And the colour of each other's skin?
You're good.
Hell no.
No, they're not. They're arguing about the money. They're not even arguing about the money, man.
And when Tony wants him to clean the gutters and AJ's playing dumb, I don't even think he's playing dumb.
No, I think he genuinely doesn't know.
He seems like he's just been a sheltered kid.
And even when he said, here it wasn't on Mum's birthday, it was past midnight.
You fucking stupid ass. That makes it okay.
I know.
Stupid fucking tool.
And he's being fucking serious, so.
I can kind of understand where Tony's coming from, though, that his son's probably doing the best he's ever done. He's getting out of the house. He's doing good. Looks like he could be quarterback or whatever. Could be a...
And it wasn't like he was the true, antagonist of the smashing of the glass trophy case.
Well, what was the point? It just felt so forced.
Yeah, no, it did, didn't it? I mean, a lot of this show feels forced. And let's move into the forced stuff. We have got...
Feels almost as forced as this video when you're sick as fuck.
Yep, sick as fuck, guys. Sick as a dog. Sick as a dog, damn it.
One of Tony's ducks.
Again, like...
Fucking toxic
Waste.
So waste, man.
I mean, talking of forced, right? What was the point of the Dr. Melfi scenes, right? Oh, if anything, should she not have just wrapped up now? She's been here as a catalyst. Tony's met this Gloria Mercedes saleswoman. Just don't care about her one bit, right? And Melfi knows that these two have got something going, but they're lying to her. But obviously they're going to fucking lie. And the fact that like she's a psychiatrist and she's asking here there was a man in the background. I mean, that could be fucking anybody.
I just don't see why it bothers her so much. It's almost like she's jealous.
Yeah.
Does she have feelings for Tony?
Yeah, and she does, but but I don't think she's a very good psychiatrist, to be honest. And I think for this point, I think in terms of season 1, it was actually a fantastic way to introduce Tony and explain a lot of things without it being like forced and too obvious.
I thought it was just going to be like a season 1 gimmick. Hell, I thought it was going to be just like an episode 1 gimmick.
Yeah.
But now we're 3 seasons in and we're still doing this.
And she's complaining to her son. He's like, "Can I buy 4 books, Mom?" I mean, this guy's like 25.
Buy your own fucking books.
Oh, you fuck. What is it, man? They're fucking just bunch of jobbers in this show. I mean, you know what? See Jackie Aprile Jr., at least he's fucking out here trying to earn.
Trying to do shit by himself.
No, to be fair, he is trying to, like, make profit off of drugs, right? And let's just get to this. So, Chris buys this bar, nightclub, whatever. Now, he is in partnership with Furio here, but he's essentially letting... Furio. He's essentially letting Adriana run it. But there's a guy there by, like, Miers or something foreign. He's selling ecstasy. But they have a big problem with this because the task force, as Chris's nose put it, his big fucking nose, it would rival Triple H's nose. That is for sure. But Jackie Aprile acts the big man when he's sitting with his mates. He's like, all right, I'll sit with Chris. I'm the man. Me and Chris go way back, right? And it's just like...
Do they?
They don't, but I understand why he would lie. He doesn't want to come across as a fucking little bitch. But the problem is with Jackie Aprile, you can't live half in, half out. It's either you're in or you're not. Like, how does he think this can go? Like, he's trying to be in this, like, world without letting Tony know.
I guess Tony's the only guy that can be half in, half out.
True. And to be fair, though, it's not even a case of, right, it's because he's with Meadow now. Tony doesn't want... Tony has said this pretty much since we've seen the introduction of this character. Here, you're better than this. I don't want this life for you. You need to be a doctor. I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got all that going on, and then
I guess because of the relationship he had with his father.
True, and I can actually respect Tony for looking out for this kid. Hell, I think he looks out for him more than fucking pretty much anyone.
That's his own kids.
Yeah,
but I just don't think the show did a good enough job. See, from the 4 episodes that we got, I didn't really feel that Tony and Jackie Aprile were so close.
There is a few flashbacks to come, but again, like, yeah, you're right. I just and it's like even the scenes where they're like, here, as long as it doesn't affect the Meadow's future. I see this whole gimmick of we want to push AJ and Meadow to be whatever. Look at Tony's fucking made of money. Like Meadow's supposedly going to be whatever, making money, and here she is fucking being a waster, spending her mum's credit card to borrow mum gifts. You try to tell me, and then she's like, can you buy me a car? Fuck off, she deserved a slap for that.
Buy your own car, bitch.
Buy your own fucking car. But Matush is the drug dealer's name. He gets beat up again. Jackie Aprile, though, he goes to confront Chris in the club. And then as soon as he spots Tony come in, he's like, well, you know what, Chris, fuck you, buddy. And he just goes out the fire exit. Again, like, you can't live half in, half out. He needs to go to Tony and be like, right, I want a piece of this or not. And then he's gambling, right? And even, he's actually just gambling here. He's not even doing anything shady. And Tony walks in. He's like, you should bet on that. He bets on it, he loses, and Tony grabs him by the fucking collar of his shirt. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't get it. It's gambling not allowed.
It's obviously because, you're supposed to be the medical student. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Also, we did get a shout out for Meadow that, remember Big Davey, played by Robert Patrick. He's in a mental institute now in Arizona. That's depressing, isn't it?
Not good.
Not good for him. Also, Jackie Aprile Jr. gets a gun for Ralphie. Ralphie, I don't know if it's because he's with his mum, but he is. I think he does seem dead on to Jackie Aprile Jr. I think so, Ralph.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the guy that killed the Hooer 3 episodes ago.
No, he doesn't. But I think it was bipolarness, man. He is very bipolar. You can see why him and Tony have big problems with this. And
will that create even more problems if Tony finds out that
He gave him a gun, potentially. Tony goes to the zoo, makes fun of fucking gorillas. And then the episode literally, like, it just ends with Tony sitting down, getting a bowl of cereal, and then AJ working on the roof as Carmela shows off her earrings. And then a bit of music. Oh! That's how it ended, guys. And you know what? It's just another... Like, you see, if you love this show, right? You'll be like, oh, this was an average episode. This was like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But from fucking nothing happened.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 5.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 5. Like, it's just... Like, when you're 9 episodes into a season here, and you're yet to, I think you're yet to have a great episode.
For this season or for the full show?
This season. Absolutely. Yeah. Would you agree with that?
The first couple were really slow.
Yeah, episode 1 was a lamp. At least we've moved on for those lows, guys. But we're back very soon with only 4 more episodes to go. Then we're at the halfway point. But until next time, it's a 5 out of 10 here for the Telltale Mozzadel. Could you get a Telltale game at the Sopranos? You probably could. Yeah. Till then, peace. Hey Sal, did Christmas even really exist? Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It's episode 10 of season 3 to save us all from Satan's part. And did this episode save this season? Because I think The Sopranos finally delivered a pretty good episode here. And it was mainly down to flashbacks. But if you look at the episode and single it out, does it really do anything for the story of season 3? Not really, but that didn't change the fact it was a good episode, wasn't it?
Good episode, definitely better than the previous ones so far this season, so give it a thumbs up for that.
Big thumbs up for us. But Tony, he's on the pier. He's at Ashbury Park. He's on the boardwalk. He's looking out to the sea. And then he gets flashbacks of 1995. How do we know it's 95? Because who's on the screen? It's O.J. Simpson. That was 95. I like the fact that it did this to
pretty
show
memorable character there,
yeah.
O.J.
No, I like the fact that it did this so to single out what year it was. Because I think that's better than showing up on the screen. Like a big event, like, 2001 Twin Towers, the Berlin Wall coming down, 89, things like that. I like things like that.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson, but clearly the crew here, the DeMille crime family. What do you think their verdict was in the O.J. Simpson trial?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, but he's beginning here to notice that Big Sal was acting strange even back then. We do see Jackie Aprile here, senior, not junior, and it's weird that we've waited to the back end of season 3 to actually see this guy in complete, leadership role here of the crew. Now, there seems to be there's a beef between him and Junior, which is weird because you flashback to season 1 when this guy was still running things, there was no beef. If anything, the beef was between Tony and Junior, which it was, but you didn't get any sort of feeling that he had a beef with Junior, didn't you not? They plucked this out of thin air just for these wee flashbacks. Seems that's the way they have done it, isn't it?
Well, there was beef, yeah, but Tony was the one kind of in the middle, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the middle, but you definitely got the vibe here that Tony was I wouldn't say he was a nobody, but he felt a couple of pegs down for me.
A couple of notches below.
Yeah, he had a bit more hair. I actually think, in terms of flashbacks, they did a good job of aging everyone here. Everyone looked a few years younger. Even Chris, even Jackie Aprile Jr., they stuck a baseball cap on him for some reason that fucking took 10 years off him for some reason. Don't really know all about that, but Big Sal says that the pressure's getting to him. As soon as he's back, his wife's went and booked a cruise, but obviously Tony in the flashback, he's not really suspicious, but thinking back, he's like, we should have really clocked on that. And even the questions that Big Sal is asking, then he asks Polly, when Polly finally shows up in present time around, 2001 at this point, do you ever feel bad about whacking Big Sal? And Polly's like, fuck that, I'd shoot that fat fuck twice if I had to. So what do you make of that? Do you believe Polly that he would have killed him again?
Yeah, Polly's a bastard. Polly doesn't have a heart.
Even he says he loves him, but
even as soon as Saul was dead, he was stealing his fucking jewelry and shit. That was poor for Polly. I don't care if he's a rat. You're supposed to have loved this guy. You could clearly see the hurt Tony to put down Sal, but I mean, for Polly, he was thinking, oh, I'm going to get free watch of this.
I'm not saying it didn't hurt him in the slightest, but they actually steal his fucking jewellery is sick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
And it's not, what did he steal it? So no metal detectors would detect him and Bin Laden at the bottom of the sea. I'm not really too sure about this, but then, as we're back in the club, they're digging up some old Christmas stuff, and they discover the Father Christmas suit, and he's like, that fat fuck. Of course, Big Sal used to play Santa and Tony.
Oh, let's be real. I think he's a good fit for Santa. Like,
He is a good fit for Santa. He's an absolutely good fit for Santa. But Tony figures out here that he was even wearing a wire while dressed as Santa. You know, a lot of padding, so I guess you could get away with wearing a wire here. But at the same time, why would he wear a wire during a meeting where like kids come in? Surely there's better meetings to wear a wire in.
maybe.
Unless the FBI want to hear what fucking kids want for Christmas or something.
I think it's pretty obvious what the kids want for Christmas.
And it's
They
not.
want toys.
They want toys, damn it. They want toys. But we do cut between 95 and the present. Tony, this episode, it was a very Tony heavy episode, which I mean, basically every episode is. But he had his Christmas list, didn't he? On the fucking bit of paper.
The shitest Christmas list ever seen.
It was like scooter, earrings, Janice's Russian, where essentially him and Silvio, like, batter the Russian and leave him in like this display of this like shop. But again, it just took place over like 10 seconds. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of that. And then it just like skipped to this guy being reported on the news.
I don't understand the whole Tony retaliation thing. Wasn't Janice in the wrong?
Yeah.
So like, can't Tony accept that? Well, you know what?
Because
shouldn't
she
have
was
done
talking
that?
about her hand and he's like, oh, that's what I'll do.
I think
But he didn't even tell her about it. It was just to
I
make
think-
himself feel good.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's his Christmas present to her. Fuck me, and she doesn't even know about it. Although she does hear about it in the news, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
I know, but he didn't know. He's not going to know that. He's not going to know that she's going to turn on the news and hear about a random Russian and be like, ah, Tony did that.
Well, maybe that's why he done it. No,
So she'd hear about it.
possibly.
But risking a lot of
So everybody
exposure.
would know. Yeah, for me, I just don't think it was necessary.
No, it wasn't
I
necessary.
think Tony could have handled that whole situation better. He should have been like, right, Janice, get the fucking leg back now.
Yeah, it's just like, I would have avoided all of this.
I mean, she's essentially got a free house out of it, but she wanted CDs as well. She's just a money grabbing bitch. I don't like Janice.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
No,
I don't like anybody in this show. They're all like.
And you know what? I didn't like our Christmas dinner even more because
even Tony's the only likable guy. Someone that'll happily kill somebody.
I know, but
sport. You're like,
what about this guy that's like the church helper that's with Janice and they're doing the songs? He's falling asleep. No, I mean,
No,
Janice opens the door and he pretends to pass out.
I just don't get this guy. Why is he doing this? And who is he? He just randomly appeared one day and now he's stuck.
If he wants to, no,
a bad
if,
smell, he's just there.
if he wants to do it, fair enough. But why is Tony letting him away with doing it? Like, he's the fucking Don.
I told you, like, who is this fucking loser that keeps falling asleep here? Get him out of my house.
I just can't imagine any other show where the main character lets this fucking slide.
No.
Honestly, I mean, Tony he's a weird cat, damn it. Tony is a very weird cat. But then we finally get the meeting between Jackie Aprile and Junior in the flashback. Now, apparently this was previously set up in Boca, but guess what? Big Sal jobs out. The meeting that he set up and he's supposed to be peacekeeper in, he doesn't appear. So Tony has to go in between the middle and he's like, do you really think I would let him hurt my favourite uncle? Well, would he? Would Tony let him hurt his favourite uncle?
Well, I don't. I mean, Junior was willing to fucking kill his favourite nephew, so I mean.
Tell you what though, right? It was good seeing Junior out of the house and actually doing something here, even though it was a flashback. Don't think so?
Yeah, it's good to see.
It was better than him just fucking lying down,
House
depressed.
arrest,
I mean, honestly, I think that's so. I understand. Why's he got to be under house arrest though for this long? Like, why can't this? Could that not have been squashed or something?
He'll be dead before that comes up, man. House arrest goes away.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand it. But anyway, apparently there is an inconsistency here where it was revealed by Skip, if you remember that fat fuck with the list from season 2. He said that Sal had been on the FBI book since 98. And these flashbacks are taken back in 95. Now, I guess...
See, I didn't think he was on the books back then. I thought it was just recently after he'd been caught with Jimmy.
heroin? Ah, yes, yeah. Now, I guess there is no 100% confirmation that, you know, he was a rat here in 95, but why would they dedicate a full episode to it if he wasn't? Nothing so.
I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
Like, for me, if you've already said in a previous episode that he's been a rat since 98, it would be weird in the next season to dedicate an episode of him being a rat 3 years before that. if it wasn't like concrete proof that he actually was. But anyway, Paulie tells Tony, fuck him, even if he did make a good Santa, let him sleep with the fishes. Then Bobby walks in, the only guy bigger than Big Sal, so they're like, you know what, you'll make a good Santa, you fat bastard.
The replacement Santa just walked in.
But he doesn't want to play Santa. Then Paulie's like, here, if the Don of the family tells you to play fucking Santa, you play Santa. Hold on here, right? It's playing Santa. Paulie, why couldn't you do it?
Well, I mean, I do think you have to have a certain body shape for Santa, no?
True, but you try to tell me...
Paulie could do Santa, but that guy clearly makes a better one.
He clearly does. I'm not doing it. I think Tony's crew are fucking shite bags when it comes... They do not speak back, and they worship his fucking ass. They literally worship the ground he stands on.
Well, here's the Don, that's what happens. Like,
yeah, but wait, no. Name me one instance in this show when Paulie or Silvio, that is two men, like, speak back to him.
Or even voice their opinions, like...
Yeah, like, they've got no difference in opinion, honestly, man. It's just it's a joke. We do see it.
Lack a bit of a backbone.
We see Artie, and I guess his ex-wife now, a few times in this episode. Charmaine says to Tony that, here, I've wanted to say this for a long time, but you've come in here, you've ruined my husband's life, now I'd like you to fuck off. Tony takes this bad, downs his drink, and he's like, you know what, Silvio and Chris, we're going to the next place, damn it. What do you make of this? She stood up to Tony.
Yeah, she did stand up to Tony, but if she feels that her husband's life has been ruined by Tony so much, why doesn't she give him another chance?
True, I guess.
Why should they force
I guess you could say because Artie's kind of picked the crew over her by like allowing them to be there constantly.
Well, now that they're gone, does that mean their marriage can be saved?
But come on, man, are they going to be gone forever?
Well, it's about time he made Artie a man, isn't it?
It's about time. But when they go to this other club, they, I believe this, what's it called? Nuovo Vesuvi, or whatever, right? What happens? Jackie Aprile Jr.'s there, getting a lap dance, and Tony's like, hey, how you doing? And then he proceeds to batter him in the bathroom, of course, because, you know, he is with Tony's daughter. And he's like, put him up. Jackie Aprile Jr.'s not putting them up, so Tony just knees him in the balls and walks out. What do you make of this?
He was on a wee gamble, like, what did he do? He's playing some blackjack.
What do you mean gamble? No, this is the lap dance. Gamble was last episode.
Alright, was it? Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, the lap dance, he's not having it. He's like... But that is so hypocritical because he's attacking Jackie Aprile Jr. because obviously he's getting a lap dance and whatnot, but I mean, Tony's going around sleeping with whatever women he wants.
Yeah.
But and he thinks that's perfectly okay to do to Carmela. So, like, it's just hypocritical.
I know what I think's mad in this culture, though. It's almost like if Jackie Aprile was married to Meadow, Tony wouldn't fucking care. Here.
Well, he better hurry up and stick a ring on her finger.
No, that's honestly how it is. You know, no, remember last season, Richie goes to Chris, here, if you touch Adriana again, I'll fucking batter you, but if you put a ring on her finger, I can't do anything. It's pretty much what he said. That's a pish culture, man.
Yeah, the ring's got a lot of weight to it, like.
Yeah, maybe
the ring's got more weight than Big Sal.
Maybe Ralph should have just married Tracy and he should have fucking battered her outside and it'd been alright.
No one would have done anything.
Tony would have come outside and fucking
double teamed her.
Fucking 3D against the crash railing, man. But yeah, I honestly I think the culture is just fucking retarded for me. Like I totally get why Tony has got a problem with Jackie Aprile doing this, but like you said, it's just fucking hypocritical. I can understand this one the most, but see the gambling one? Like, fucking wise up, Tony.
Wise up.
Wise up, big man. We then have Christmas morning. The Sopranos are opening their gifts. I mean, there's nothing really much. I mean, AJ's got a scooter. Tony will get his gift later on, but then there's a rap at the door. It's Jackie Aprile Jr. He gives a few gifts. He says, Tony, can I have a second? He then walks Tony into the kitchen. He's like, right, I'm sorry, man. I flunked out of Rutgers University. So he's out of it. He's out of university. The cat is out of the bag here, and he wants to enter men's fashion business, but he wants to be supporting and also loving DeMero. Tony, throughout this, no, he's not buying this. There's a lot of heavy breathing, and then he's like, you know what? I've not quite decided what I'm going to do with you. It's almost like a threat. It's almost like, here, I don't know if I'm going to have you whacked, but leave it with me.
I might.
Jackie kind of did dob Ralph in this here. He kind of said, yeah, Ralph said to me it'd be alright if I left university and decided to go into this fashion business. But again, this guy, right? I'm going to assume Jackie Aprile Jr. is like early to mid-20s. What is fucking Tony's constant obsession with this kid?
Yeah, he can make his. He's a big man now. He can make his own decisions.
But again, is he going to kill him? I'm not too sure. Jackie Aprile Jr. leaves. Is this relationship?
But a bit fucking hold on here.
I know, but the way he worded it, yeah, I've not quite decided what to do with it.
He's trying to look out for this kid because he feels like he owes it maybe to Jackie Aprile.
Aye.
But then he's willing to kill Jackie Aprile's son because they got a lap dance.
Are you fucking right?
Are you for real?
You don't hear the way he worded it?
I know, but this character's a joke. So he's hell bent on looking out for Jackie Aprile and making sure Jackie Aprile gets the best things in life. But because one lap dance later, and he's like, I might kill you, despite me spending all this time looking out for you because I loved your father. I mean, what?
No, but let's be real, right? He's not a part of the crew, so what way could Tony mean that? I've not quite decided what to do with you. What can he do? He can't, like, take money off him. He can't, like, demote him. Well, what can he literally do? He can't do anything other than, like, whack him. What's he going to cut his pinky off or something?
Bring him into the family.
Bring him into the family. Then Tony gets his gift from Meadow, and she's like, it's a bit cheap, but I think you'll like it. Tony then opens it, and what is it? It's a big mouth Billy Bass. I mean, it just reminds him of Sal, and he's got the fakest fucking laugh on his face here. Happy smile, he just wants to fucking rope it. And you know what? I think Meadow, when it comes to gifts, is a fucking cunt.
Yeah, our gifts are shit.
You know, the whole last episode with here, I got you a spa invitational, and I bought myself a ticket with your credit card, and now this? I mean, no, what's her excuse?
Hasn't she got her own money?
Yeah. I don't get this. Like, the bang on about the fact that these kids, we want the best for you. It just seems like they're going to leech off you anyway, so what's the difference?
Yeah, who cares if they work at McDonald's? They're still going to use your credit card.
You can say what you want about Jackie Aprile Jr. Like, I mean, he may be gambling, maybe whatever, but he's out there making his own money.
He is. He's making cash.
He is, but yeah, of course, Tony tried to distance himself from Big Sal here, but this brought him right back in. That pretty much is the end of this episode, concludes this episode, flashback episode. Like, it's weird, like, the flashbacks were there, but there was nothing. I mean, the general thing about them was just the fact that here, we think Big Sal ratted back in 95. There was, like, no real purpose to them apart from that. Like, we never really even got the ending of the sit-down between Jackie Aprile and Junior.
We never got it, and I was looking forward to seeing it, to be honest.
Like he came in, and Tony's like, hey, I'm not going to let him hurt you, big man, then it ended. That's pretty much it. But I enjoyed this episode.
Oh, it's tense. Is he going to get hurt? Is he not going to get hurt? Oh, what's going to happen? We don't know. We don't show yet.
We'll have to wait and see, guys. But I'm going to give this episode of Sopranos a 7.
I'll give an 8.
He's giving it an 8. 7.5 out of 10. I think it just goes to, when this show wants to, it can do a good episode. But just put your energy, right? Even though this show's been done for like 15 years, put your energy into an actual fucking story rather than meaningless shit. No, I think so.
Absolutely.
Instead of beating around the bush about a fucking lamp. And Tony did mention in this episode when Silvio came to see him about, here, there's no light down here ever since Meadow took that lamp. Well, here, is he not glad she took the lamp? Even though he doesn't know about it yet? Come on, man. Just like the Pixar lamp, guys. Till next time. Peace.
It is considered the greatest Sopranos episode of all time, but just how good was Payne Barons? Well, we're about to find out. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Time for another Sopranos review. This time we have Season 3, Episode
11.
Payne Barrels.
Yes, and it was one of the few episodes I was really looking forward to rewatching on my second watch through. Obviously, it's your first, but for me, this episode stands out. It's very funny, and I think the setting is unique. We've got snow, a large amount of snow, and we've actually got like a murder mystery as well thrown in there.
Yeah, I can't say it's the greatest episode of The Sopranos because I haven't seen every episode, but I would say it's definitely one of the best episodes up till this point, and probably in the top 3.
Yes,
and yeah, I think you could definitely make a case for this being the best episode. I just liked that. I like the story. I like the story,
the dialogue. I liked everything, man. I know my problem with it is, you can maybe say, it's took so long for us to get like a Polly episode, and this was a Polly episode. Christopher's already had a few episodes, but what I would say is Silvio's second in command. He's consigliere, and here he catches the flu, so he takes a back seat. I would maybe have liked to have seen Silvio get an episode like this. I mean, we're almost at the halfway point. and these guys have not really been getting episodes for them. Do you not think it's almost too little too late?
Yeah, they're just, I don't know, they kind of remind me as background characters. At least Polly did feel like an important character in this episode. We haven't really seen that for Silvio. We haven't seen it from the Italian guy either. Definitely haven't seen it for him.
Furio?
I guess Big Sal, we kind of see more of Big Sal. But yeah, Silvio is kind of disappointing how, just in general, his lack of presence on this show.
Yeah.
When he's supposed to be the number 2 guy.
Yeah, let's talk about lack of presence, because Gloria, she's been in Morocco the last couple of weeks and she visits Tony on his boat, the Stigats. Tony lies during a phone call. He says, oh, it was AJ's teacher. She's like, you're fucking lying, Tony.
It was Tony's mum not called Gloria?
No, she was called... Actually... Wait, what was she...
I'm pretty sure Tony's
Gloria Soprano.
mum. Aye, was it not?
Fuck, I've never noticed that.
What the hell?
Too glorious.
I mean, I don't want to see. I thought we'd done with
Yeah,
Gloria.
why are you doing mentioning that? Didn't need to hear that name mentioned again. Honestly, nuclear heat that character got, but I think you're beginning to see that this Gloria woman does have mental health issues, and I don't think Tony's exactly clicking on yet.
Well, it's not like Tony's all great there himself, is he? Like,
he's not, but I think Tony can hide it. Like, Tony's top man. Seeing he's at these meetings, he doesn't really show mental health problems.
but when he's sitting in the house,
Oh fuck. He looks at a tinny Uncle Ben's. He fucking hits the deck, starts flapping about like a fish.
one thing I just don't get, totally, the Italian family, can't disrespect, can't bring shame on the family name, but it's almost as if Tony is fucking miserable at home and he just doesn't really feel close to his kids, and he just does not seem to enjoy Carmela's company whatsoever.
Yeah. Like,
why not?
He would do anything for them, but it's almost like he's forced to do it for them. He doesn't care.
Would it really bring shame to the Soprano name if Tony just thought, you know what, Carmela, this isn't working out. The kids are older now. Met someone else.
Yeah.
She's crazy like me. Let's
Crazy in love right now. Tony
No, but
Soprano.
I just don't really get it. It's like this whole the culture thing where Tony has to stick with Carmela, even though
It works
even
both
though
ways.
Tony, but Tony doesn't really want to be with Carmela, and Carmela just doesn't seem happy with Tony either. So it's like, I don't know. Surely if they split up, would they not be doing each other a favour?
There would be, but in a Catholic culture, in the mafia.
Yeah, but it affects Carmela more than it does Tony, because Tony gets to go live his life, do his mob boss shit, sleep with whoever he wants. Carmela's stuck at home washing dishes.
Well, she is, but you know what, Tony?
Yeah, but would you not rather?
Tony pays for those dishes.
But would you not rather wash dishes for someone that actually enjoyed her company?
Well, she made her bed right, and she's laying it. That's the way I look at it. I mean, at least if you look at Artie's wife, I mean, she fucking told him here, you keep letting Tony in, we're done. Tony came in for one meal too many, and he definitely did. Look at the size of him. And she went, fuck yourself, Artie.
Well, why didn't Carmela give Tony the same ultimatum? Or does she just think that would bring too much shame?
She talks a good game, but let's be real, she's fucking, she can bury Tony's antics and all, but I mean, he's the guy bringing the cheddar, isn't he, at the end of the day? Talking about bringing the cheddar, we need to make a wee visit to Valerie, because Silvio is owed 5k by this man, and you think, right, so Polly and Christopher are just going to show up at this guy's door and get the money. They make a few jokes about the Cuban Missile Crisis, which Christopher thought was a movie, didn't actually think it was real. And to me, this sums up America.
Christopher's not really the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we then come across a universal remote, and Polly seems to be confused by this, but the Russian...
He keeps, like constant digs. KGB, the Kremlin, I mean, whatever, the Red Army, or you Polacks,
Valerie isn't really amused. He's like, it's a universal remote. But
Put it down,
Polly
Polly.
thinks it's some sort of like fucking magic device from outer space. Valerie wants he says the money's up in the mantelpiece and I put down the universal remote, and Polly doesn't really like the way that Valerie is speaking to him, so he decides to put it down by dropping it on the floor. It smashes. Valerie then insults Polly, and this could lead to a fight perhaps, but Polly just throws the first punch anyway, not knocking out Valerie, but I mean, it was a big enough punch that it had to result in a fight. So we get in a fight. Looks like Valerie's going to win because Polly's just Paulie just looks like an old man who can't handle
No, the
himself.
worst thing is, but this, like fighting code. It's like, oh, you're not allowed to choke each other out. It's more like a fist fight. I mean, this guy's sitting battering them hand to hand, and they're having to use chokeholds and fucking lampshades and everything.
Yeah, I just don't fucking get it. So eventually, like, Chris has to try and get Valerie off Paulie, then he jumps on Chris, then Paulie ends up trying to get Valerie off Chris, and then he hits him with, like, this pole thing, and it seems to, like, slice his face, and then he chokes him out, and it's like, really? I mean, Paulie threw the first punch at Valerie. I'm sure they could have just had a stand-up fist fight for, like, a minute and shaked hands, and that could have been the end of it.
Yeah, because they don't know anything about this guy.
Instead, Christopher and Paulie had to basically almost kill the guy, and then just
and they thought they did.
make things a lot more difficult than it could have been. Even after Paulie crossed the line, I'm sure they could have just had an actual man-to-man fight, and this would have been brushed under the carpet. But instead, they tried to brush Valerie under the carpet, wrapped his body up, and put him in the boot of the car.
And let's make no mistake. We've put up a poll on the channel. Make sure you go vote on it. Whose fault it here? But let's be real. It's Paulie every day of the week. Like, Christopher even calls him out on it, like, immediately. What the fuck are you doing? Like, even when he was being cheeky to Valerie, Chris was like, what are you doing, Paulie? I mean, he gave him the 5k. The 5k was there. The money was paid. Everything was sorted. Don't understand.
All Paulie had to do was put down the universal remote, and he didn't do it.
But he thought he's bigger than Valerie. He thought Valerie was showing them disrespect. All he did was say, put down the remote.
How would Paulie like it if someone walked into his house and started putting up his things?
And you know what?
Touching his things?
Obviously, this whole episode takes me, there's a lot more to talk about, but I think for Paulie, it's almost like, not the beginning of the end, but you can clearly see that Tony has just lost a lot of fucking patience with this guy.
Could we see a similar situation where it's like Big Sal gets demoted? Or it's like you see Big Sal kind of falling out of favour in the early seasons with Tony? Is Paulie going to fall out of favour with Tony?
Could go that way, but Christopher wants to stop at Roy Rogers, but Paulie insists that business must come first.
Oh, that's true though. I mean, if you've got a dead body in the back of your car, should you not be getting rid of that as soon as possible?
And if we're at a gas station, like, could you not went and just get something to eat, like a chocolate bar? I mean, if you're that fucking bothered.
I know, but nah, I think they should be getting rid of the body and stopping
Yes.
at a fucking populated station to...
Aye, but they had to get fuel to go to where they had to dump the body. So if you're going to go in to pay for the fuel, can you not buy something in it while you're doing that?
How much fuel did they have in the car? Where the hell did they go? How many miles is it?
They had to go to South... I don't know, man. They had to go to the Pine Barrens, and we've got
Hold
a lot of
on
snow.
here, you telling me that Tony's crew don't have a shitload of locations where they can dump bodies?
Yes, but I almost think at this point...
What did they do with the whore that
Ralphie killed?
Ralphie killed? Aye.
I don't know, but I think almost at this point, Paulie doesn't want to include Tony in it. Because if you think to this point, Tony doesn't know. Tony only finds out once Valerie is alive and escaping, and we may as well get to that.
Yeah, but let's say he does kill him. Is he not going to find it? Is he not going to put two and two together? No, wait, hold on.
See, we never get to that. I think logically you would have had to have told Tony. Like, imagine Tony finding out that his captain and his nephew fucking offed this guy that he's got a really good business arrangement with, and didn't tell him about it. I think he would have been pretty pissed. But they open the trunk and Valerie's still alive. He's chewed through the duct tape. Obviously at this point they don't know who this guy is, and then like they walk him through the woods and like, this should be good enough. He's like, dig your own grave.
But I don't get. It's like, could they not have, like, at this point, could they not have salvaged it and went, shit, we thought you were dead? Could they not just let him go?
I know, but in this, maybe the normal person, but I mean in this way of life, I think it's too far gone. I think once you...
So the Russians would want retribution?
I'm not saying, would he not? He's fucking KGB.
Money? Could they not have made a settlement, or...
Yeah, but that worth it?
Or is it just easier for Paulie to think,
It's
fuck
easier
it?
just to kill the guy.
Well, is that not another... Considering this guy is, like, tough, and obviously they don't know how tough he is at this point, but they've been in a fight with him 2-on-1, and he kind of done okay for himself. Could they not have just shot him here and buried the hole themselves? But Paulie, again, just being lazy, deciding that he's going to try and get Valerie to, like, dig his own hole. I'm like, what person, right, is going to dig their own fucking grave and not make an attempt to escape? If you know you're going to die, like, who's not going to try something?
Yeah, you need
I don't
to.
care if they've both got guns.
What I would say is, though, with this whole situation that you've just brought up...
I think it's retarded. I mean, what does Paulie really think this guy's just going to... I I mean, look how confident this guy's willing to get in a fight 2-on-1 and over a universal remote. Does Paulie not think this guy's going to try something to try and save his life?
Yeah, no, but look. I mean, look at every TV show. Look at like organised crime. I'm not really recall a situation like this, but would they really just let the guy walk and try and settle it out? Unless it was a guy like, here, if you kill this guy, fuck, you're gonna wish you were dead. They don't know that. Here, I think the only option after you've put him in the trunk is to kill him.
No, but if they not got the leverage, it'd be like, you know who we are. We're Tony Sopranos.
Yeah, but the Russians are fucking Russians. Like, they're serious as well.
True.
They are very...
The whole thing got blown out of proportion. I just don't think it's very smart for them to give this guy a shovel and let him bury his own grave and just think that this guy is going to finish the digging and then, you know, get on his knees and say, right, I'm done, shoot me.
Yeah, and you know what? He grabs it, he's like, I washed my balls with this cold, and he starts fucking slapping. It's funny, it's like, Paul, he's like, did you not have anything else to put on other than pajamas? No, but he's sitting. You're right. Obviously, this guy's Russian. You could say he's more accustomed to this. But let's be real. Like, the Americans deal with cold all the time. New York's fucking cold.
It's a cold place.
No, it is a cold place. But yeah, he cracks Christopher, hits him pretty deep with a shovel, and then he like boots Polly in the balls. And then what happens here? We get like a 5-minute chase scene. I actually enjoyed it. But could you not argue that Christopher and Polly cannot fucking shoot for shit?
Yeah, I mean, this guy wasn't that far in front of them, and they're just. They've got a very fucking weird, like, kind of gangster shooting style where...
And it stems back to when these two killed Mikey. They were fucking, like, shooting
like,
the gun.
They shoot with, like, one hand, and as soon as they shoot, the hands go up in the air. Like, why can't you just hold the gun with both hands and aim your shot?
Well, Paulie does do that with one hand, and then he ends up hitting him. Right.
No, but I guess you could say these guys aren't... But, like, seeing you look at The Walking Dead, like, for example, let's talk... Well, I think Shane had a good gun stance.
Yeah, he did.
Anytime you seen Shane shoot a gun, he'd both fucking hands wrapped on the pistol, eyeing down the sight, the line sight of the gun. These two just, they don't even eye up the shot. They just, honestly, it looks very like amateurish, and I don't know if that's the way they're trying to be portrayed. But I would just assume that Paulie, a guy that has been Tony's right hand man,
he's been in the army though.
Shouldn't this guy know how to shoot a gun?
He should, but you know what?
But do you not think they shoot guns like they've never held a gun before? They shoot guns like I'd expect me and you to shoot guns, and even then, I think we'd shoot it better than this.
Yeah, it's very comical, but maybe
why not just both hands on the gun? You make the gun more steady, and you line up your shot. But these two stretch out their. I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
I guess they're running through snow though. They
fully stretch out their hands and get the gun. And they get the gun sight as far away from their eye as possible.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you have two hands on the gun and be bringing the gun a little bit closer to you?
You should, right? But let's talk about the headshot. Did it hit him in the head? I don't think it did, because he got up.
It looked like it hit him in the head, but he no sold it.
I think it's hit him in the shoulder and came out, and the blood spread up as if it hit him in the head. Now, you can survive headshots, undoubtedly, but I mean, he got opposite it.
Well, Tony Soprano avoided a hit when the guys were like 2 feet in front of him. Like, so I mean, he can.
That was awful.
He can survive anything in this show.
Yeah, I mean, they track follow his blood here and footprints, but then there's no like they find nothing, and then they chase after him. Well, they think it's him, and it's a deer.
Yeah, and I don't get it. So deers, right? Deers are historically hard to catch. Hunters have to work hard. You need like a hunting rifle, some with a good scope, and you need to be precise when you shoot deers. And then you've got Chris with his shite style of shooting, and he manages to take out a deer. It's like, I don't know, it just seemed a bit far-fetched. Plus, deers are easily startled. So what Chris managed to headshot a deer, but they couldn't take care of this Valerie guy.
Right. So after this, they decide to return to the car, but then guess what?
I thought I seen him though sitting in the snow, but I don't think it was him. It was just it must have been a brick or something.
Just looked like him.
A boulder.
They try and return to the car, but guess what? They can't find it. They're lost. And I'm not saying you can't get lost here, but I mean, this is pretty fucking.
Could they not find it, or was the car stolen?
Yeah, but they couldn't even get back to the location where they were. It was a pretty. I mean, they couldn't even get back to their road. Now the car is actually stolen, and it is. It's not seen later in the episode, even when help does arrive. But at this point, they're looking humped. Paulie's lost his shoe, which he doesn't shut up about for the remainder of this episode.
I've lost my shoe.
we've lost our show. This is when the first phone call is made to Tony. I believe Tony's having a meal with AJ and Carmela, and then AJ lets Carmela's parents in, and he's like, "What?" He's just. I actually think the best part of this episode was the phone calls, because each time it just kept breaking up. He's like, "What do you mean you couldn't deliver the package?
Is the package alive? Could the package survive?"
Right,
You got AJ listening on, thinking, "What's he talking about? Is there any way the package made it?"
Yeah, and then Tony obviously like you're letting me walk into a minefield because of course he's meeting with Valerie's boss and best friend. So he goes meets with Slava, and then Slava basically gives a bit of history into Valerie that he used to be top man in the KGB. He was in the Russian Ministry of the Interior Special Forces and once killed 16 Chechen rebels single-handedly. So I mean, this guy's not to be messed with.
Definitely not.
And at this point, Polly and Chris don't even know if the guy's still alive. And then I think this is the scene that I would actually say this is one of the most iconic scenes of The Sopranos when Tony rings Polly again, and then he passes on the message to Chris after Tony tells him, but it breaks up. He says Valerie killed 16 Czechoslovakians and he's an interior decorator. And Chris goes, his house looked like shit. Even though Tony said he was in the Russian Ministry of the Interior Special Forces.
And killed 16. And what Chris takes for that is his fucking house looked like shit. His decor looked like shit.
Yeah, these two then manage, right, to find a fan. And then what happens here, you've got these two, like, shivering. Chris finds a couple of tomato ketchup sachets, and they're making it like they found the last meal that Jesus gave his disciples.
Yeah, I mean, how hungry could they be? I mean, it was half a day at the most.
Yeah, I mean, Paulie is fearing here. He's fearing they're going to get hypothermia, damn it. I mean, come on. Like you said, like, I would say at most at this point, it's been about 9 hours. Because let's be real, like, they took him out there. It's dark now. Really, it's winter, so obviously nights arrive sooner than summer. I mean, how long could it be? I get it. You're cold, but would it really be starvation at this point?
I mean, I get you can be hungry, like, but hungry enough to just start sucking fucking ketchup sachets? I don't think so.
No, and then these two, Chris tries to get to sleep. Paulie then answers the phone to Tony and essentially tries to land Chris in. It says here, that nephew of yours, he has a pretty big mouth on him. That's all I'm going to say to you. Then it breaks up. So what do you make of this? That Paulie's trying to?
I think it's poor for Paulie passing the buck.
I think
it was actually nothing to do with Chris.
I think it would even be poor if it was Chris's fault. To a degree, because he's like landing him in it. But here he is, pinning it on him.
Yeah, he's like, he's grassing on him and it's not even Chris's fault.
Yeah, Paulie then gets back in and Christopher's like, you fucked up, Paulie. And then Paulie's like, what are you on about? Christopher's like, I'm going to try and make a run for it. And then Paulie's like, here, I'm your captain, you ain't doing dick. And then Christopher says to him, look at the situation you're in, your rank means nothing. I mean, I get it. It's a bad situation, but I mean, what these two are making it like it's the Gaza Strip here.
Yeah,
like you're sitting here with tomato ketchup sachets, man. Eventually, though, Christopher does want to make an attempt to run. Paulie does as well, but then they end up getting into a bit of a struggle, and Christopher pulls the gun on him and says, "I'll fucking kill you." Because guess what, Paulie? I don't trust you. He's like, "You would really kill me?" And then Christopher's like, "Yeah, I would." And I actually feel like at this point, Christopher doesn't trust him. And how could Paulie honestly think that Christopher should trust him after like landing him in it?
Yeah, I mean, Paulie would do anything to save his own skin.
Like, I'm not saying Christopher would just drop him here in cold blood, but they obviously can't trust each other here.
Well, no, because I mean, look at Paulie about Big Sal, and you could argue Big Sal was a rat, but Paulie showed like no remorse or anything about Big Sal, and that's someone he's known for years.
No.
So why the hell would Paulie care?
Yeah, so I think a few more hours pass after this, and then he phones Tony again, who's having a meal with Gloria. And then he tells her he has to leave, and then guess what? I think this could be seen in the episode. She grabs a bit of meatloaf and fucking wings it off Tony's dome. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, what a shot. I mean, it was like Jerry Michael again with the envelope. Boom.
Tony just like
Absolutely.
heavy breathes and then just leaves. He goes over to Junior's house. And they've called in the big guns, because who walks in? None other than Bobby Bacala Jr. He comes in with the army gear on and this like bright orange fucking life jacket, and Tony just starts pissing himself No one. I mean, what's this guy run up for?
Yeah, I mean, come on. He's taking it serious. I mean, respect, I guess.
You know what? He's taking it more fucking serious than like Christopher and Polly are doing, man. Anyway, let's wrap up the Jackie Aprile stuff. He cheats on Meadow. Did this do anything for you this episode? It did.
No, all this did was put Jackie Aprile in more hot water if Tony finds it.
Yeah, Tony probably will find out. And then like you've got Meadow in the hospital bed because she's got the flu. I mean, come on. Fucking gross, it's the flu. And then her friend who's like mentally ill turns up and is like trying to talk to her about Jackie Aprile's a bad guy. I'm not saying Jackie Aprile, is the ideal fucking guy out there, but I mean, she's mentally ill. Who's she? She's talking about fucking anybody else. Absolute tool. But then Tony and Bobby show up, and then they essentially just decide, here, you know what? Fuck these two guys. We're going to wait till the morning. And then they do find each other. The four men are reunited. And then when they get in,
but they found each other pretty easily. See, it's like almost did they really need to come out there?
I know. Like, they didn't take Valerie out that long. Like, even if you did get lost, it surely would be like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, we're not. I know it's America and we hype up distances in America, but it's not like you would have to walk that far without finding anything, man. Honestly. But they are found. They get into the car. Christopher keeps quiet, doesn't drop Polly in it, doesn't blame anything on Polly. But then Tony gives the decision to Polly. He says, do we need to go back out here for this guy? You're captain. It's your choice. To which Polly says, no. And I think at this point, Tony has lost all sort of respect for Polly, and it's quickly beginning to...
Yeah, but Tony tells him, here, if he comes back, it's your problem. You're dealing with it.
Yep. Also, Polly's car's been took. So the real question is, where is Valerie? But the episode just ends with him driving. And there was another funny scene where he tells Polly, you've got a bit of mayonnaise on your chin. And Polly just looked in a state. He's got mayonnaise on his chin. He doesn't even have 2 pairs of shoes. And his hair's all over the place. He looked rough as fuck. And you said he looked old as fuck. And that's how it ends. I think at this point, Polly's out of his good books. And then that is where the episode ends. A really, really good episode. But will this change your rating with me hitting this fact? This Russian is never seen again. And this is never brought up again.
Really?
Yeah. Doesn't go anywhere.
Wow.
Now, Christopher and Polly do mention it. But it doesn't go anywhere in terms of a beef with the Russians or this guy comes back.
That is insane. I mean, surely if this isn't going to go anywhere, then they should just find the guy's body or something like that and give you a bit of closure.
Now, who took the car? I don't know. Is the guy alive? We don't even know if he's alive or dead. It's a complete fucking mystery.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I'm not going to say that doesn't put the episode rating down for me, because you're basically going to punish this episode for what future episodes don't do.
No, I'm not going to punish it.
No, but you said that could bring the rating down.
Well, no, I wanted your opinion. It doesn't bring it down for me.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I know, but...
You know what I mean? You're talking about potentially bringing the rating down for an episode because future episodes didn't capitalise on how good this one was.
But how many times have we reviewed an episode and I've said, but this doesn't go anywhere? Like,
again,
it actually feels like it's like every other episode.
Like I said, I feel like a lot of the Sopranos episodes feel like standalone episodes.
Yeah.
Where you could literally just like watch one, then miss the next one, and you're not really missing that much.
No.
I don't like that about TV series.
Right, anyway, I think this is easily one of the best Soprano episodes. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest TV episode of all time, but it was still very good and it was great. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to get an 8. I enjoyed it. I think it was one of the best I've seen.
The only things I think's wrong with it is the fact that I think Christopher and Polly, I think for the situation they're in, there was like an overreacting about it. I mean, you could argue with Chris is that he's got a fucking hole in his head. But Polly's just
look pretty bad for
Polly's,
Chris.
Polly's just missing a shoe, and he was getting on way worse. Here, all that Swiss Army training, I fucking dead on, big man. But anyway, guys, it's an 8.5 out of 10 for Sopranos episode, and until next time, peace.
We are approaching the season 3 finale. We're on the penultimate episode, Amu Fu, and is the Sopranos heating up? No, it's about as warm as a microwavable dinner, but we need working microwave with nae Polly, with nae Silvio, with nothing really interesting
Nate
happening.
Jr.
With
Nate
Nate
Bobby.
Jr. Where's the big time players towards the end of season 3? They're nowhere to be seen. But what we did get was a bunch of jobbers trying to raid a high stake poker game. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We are here with the Sopranos.
High stakes, low reward. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I think going into the penultimate episode of a season, there should be like a bigger crew that's preying down on Tony. Not Jackie Aprile and the fucking the jobber bandits. I mean, it's literally a bunch of kids. 20-year-olds.
This poker scene kind of reminded me of the Raid and the Punisher. But the Punisher just did it way better, I think.
Ah, yes, I did. Well, this Punisher was after this. Oh, they copied the Sopranos.
Did they? Aye.
Did they? Aye, but...
No, I just think you look at other shows, like when you're getting to the end of the season finale, that's when you expect the storylines to be, coming towards their end and wrapping up, and you get the big surprises, the big shocks. But once again, Sopranos just doesn't feel like episodic television. It just seems like one-off episodes.
Yeah, Pine Barrens was last time out. Not one mention of that episode in this.
Yeah, by the end of that, it looked like Tony was pretty much disgusted with Polly. And where was Polly? Is Polly still lost? Is he still out in the Barrens?
Do you got mayonnaise still on his chin?
Is Polly still out in the fucking fields with snow up his ass and just lost there like a polar bear? We don't know. Did the Russian come back and kill Polly in his sleep? We don't know. Is Silvio ever going to fucking show up? How can this be Tony's right-hand man and he's never anywhere to be seen? This guy's essentially a VP for the big prez Tony Soprano, and you're lucky if you get to see him one every 4 episodes. And even when you do get to see him, the guy's always got very minor fucking roles.
Do you know that he was in this episode?
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, I must have blinked.
When Ralph pays Tony a visit towards the end, he kind of like welcomes Ralph, and that's all he does. Disgraceful. It really was disgraceful.
What a waste.
I think with The Sopranos, it's just better to talk about each story point rather than jump back and forth, because to me, there's only like really one thing. Well, 2 things. I think the Tony Gloria stuff was alright. But let's talk about...
We had some Muller and daughter bonding, I guess, with Meadow and
Right, this did nothing.
Carmela, but
I don't give a fuck about this, right? See,
Carmela's going through a midlife crisis or something, or...
Aye, she could be pregnant. Who cares, right? See this whole contemplating leaving Tony thing. If you're gonna fucking do it, do it. I mean, this happens like every couple of episodes where she's like, "Oh, I could have been with a nice man, a lawyer,
But she
a
signed
doctor."
up. She signed up for this life. You know what I mean? She was happy to reap the rewards and have a big house, and she gets a test drive from the Gloria. And even in the car, Gloria's like taking digs at her, saying, "Oh, so basically you just married, you just latched on to a successful man." And it's like at the time, Carmela didn't even realise that she was taking shots at her. Whereas Gloria's actually created her own success. She's became like a powerful, had a good job, a good salary income.
Despite having mental health problems.
And even Tony, when he's dealing with his strength, he says that that's what he likes about Gloria.
Independent.
She's independent. She's created her...
She went to Morocco.
She's created her own success. She didn't... I mean, what's Carmela done? Yeah, don't get me wrong. She's been a good wife, I guess. Good family, person, whatnot. She cooks, she cleans, I get that. But, I mean, Gloria does kind of have a point. It's like, all you did was manage to get a successful man. And now she looks like she doesn't want that successful man.
Yeah, when she's talking to her friends about this, Ro, Jackie Aprile's mum, says that we should all admire Hillary Clinton, not for her personality, but for the way she handled herself when Bill Clinton admitted his affair. Well, here on Fog Entertainment, fuck Hillary Clinton, mon Donald Trump, Big Donny T, damn it. I mean, her worlds will get turned upside down with Jackie.
And half our subscribers have just disappeared.
They've just disappeared, but no, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, I mean, they're into some weird shit. Just ask Mel Gibson. But let's be real. Wait, why should we bow down to Hillary Clinton because she fucking, was alright with her husband cheating on her? Well, why should I be like, oh, she's great for the way she handled that?
She's a powerful woman. She's a real woman. We can look up to Hillary. I don't get it.
No, let's not kid ourselves. Would it not have been worse off for Hillary if she tried to divorce Bill while they're in the fucking White House?
Yeah, we have.
She stayed quiet, right, and she was all right. Anyway, to wrap up the Carmella stuff, she's not pregnant. Oh, might have been. Wasn't. Tony then confronts. Well, Gloria confronts Tony. Hey, you going to see me? Tony's like, he's like, no, you're a fucking whack job. It's not gonna happen. But then she apologized.
Why? Because you threw a fucking piece of meat.
Meatloaf. You throw a bit of meatloaf. Meatloaf's dead. R.I.P. And so's this one that cracked Tony
Like a
up.
bat out of hell, I be gone in the
Like
morning.
like a fat bastard out of hell. Tony's chins are dropping down. But she blames it on her family.
Yeah, she does. She says that her family doesn't let her see her nephew and her niece, and why not have her own kids? That's a bit of a red flag.
No, it's funny though. Seeing she was talking about that is true.
Yeah, but why is she so desperate? You could say that it's hurting her because she really likes kids or whatnot, but I wonder why she's not got her own. Why is she trying to latch on to her nephew and niece? Bit strange.
No, it was funny though, right? You've got this happening, and she's explaining this story about her. Tony does not give a fuck.
No, Tony's sitting there puffing a cigar, thinking, "Fuck me," or beginning to sound like my wife.
Right? Tony does not care when his own kids are getting talked about. When Carmella's talking about their kids, why is he going to care about her?
Does Tony actually enjoy the company of these women, or does he just want sex with someone who's not Carmella?
It could just be that. I think he likes the fact that she is independent. Not denying that.
Did he like the Russian, or did he just like having sex with her?
Oh, he kind of said to her, I like the fact that she was quiet. You just talk a load of shite. You should sit back like a mute, damn it. But, yeah, like we said earlier, Gloria gave Carmella a wee test drive, so to speak, in the Mercedes, drove her home. And then when she rings Carmella at breakfast, Tony's sitting there in his house coat, you know, the stubble on the beard, the chest hair, he's eating his fucking Cheerios. And then he hears that...
Tony the stud magnet. I don't know how Gloria can resist him, to be honest.
Yeah, talking to Gloria, though. She's on the phone to Carmella, and Carmella gets off the phone and is like... what a lovely saleswoman. And then she like reveals the location, and Tony's like,
spits out his Cheerios.
What? And then he starts fucking counting them again because he's a weirdo. He confronts her at work. We're done. It's all over. She then starts crying on the phone to him later that night.
Tony.
What are you gonna do? And then Tony, you know, they get into a bit of heated argument. Tony like slaps her. He's like, poor you. You should sit back like a mute, damn it. And he's like, I've known you my whole fucking life. He's referring to his mother. Do you see similarities between Gloria and Livia?
No, not really. I don't. I know he drawed comparisons, like, but I just don't really see it.
I would say, I mean, maybe they're a wee bit manipulative, but honestly, I think he's just a crazy woman. He's referring to his mother here. She's like, you know what, how about I go visit your daughter in Queens? How about I go ring Carmella? She's a Guma housewife. And then this is when Tony absolutely loses the plot. They get into a bit of a fight. You know, Meatloaf's getting wrong, forks are getting wrong. Tony eventually wins because, you know, it's Tony Soprano. He's not going to get beat by some fucking woman. And then, yeah, he starts choking her. She's like, do it! Kill me, you son of a bitch! And he doesn't. And we've put this up for a poll. Should Tony have killed Gloria or not? I mean, realistically, he doesn't necessarily need to at this point, but here, I guess if he did, it would have, you know, squashed the entire thing. But we'll get back to what happens at the end of this episode with Gloria a wee bit later. But meanwhile, we've got Jackie Aprile Jr. and his friend Dino Sorelli. Looks like they're now working for Ralph. Ralph tells them the story about how Jackie Aprile Sr. and Tony robbed Feach Lamanna's Saturday night card game, which essentially elevated them up the ranks. Now, he was not by any means saying here, this is what you two should do. He's just saying that's how these two made it. Like, let's be real, right? They robbed a card game, made a lot of money, and Tony's dad was top man. There's reasons why Tony was pretty much untouchable, I would say, for that. And just because it works once doesn't mean it's going to work again.
Yeah.
It's all about certain circumstances, you know. Honestly, for Jackie Aprile to think this would work, it's fucking ludicrous.
Plus, Jackie Aprile knows who's going to be there, and surely they know who he is. I mean, you hear his voice. Even Christopher, I think, straight away knew who it was.
Yeah.
I just don't know why Jackie Aprile thought he'd get away with this with his identity intact and nobody would have knew.
Also, a weird scene when Christopher offers him a job and they're like, no, we're with Ralph. Why can't they just do a job with Chris?
Yeah, and then maybe give Ralph a cut of what they make.
Yeah, because they've been giving Ralph money anyway, so... I don't really get this, to be perfectly honest. I really don't see why they can't... I mean, it's not like Ralph needs to know about Chris and the work they're doing for him. But anyway, it's poker night! Make sure you go check out our poker night review. But for this one, what did you make of the scene I thought the scene was alright. I thought it was a bit chaotic. Now, I think for me, the dealer, who kept spouting pish like, victory has a million favors, but defeat has only got one. No wonder he got fucking shot. He was spewing pish.
Yeah, I mean...
4 guys with guns, and he's talking absolute mince.
Yeah,
and he's a nobody.
He should have just.
He's not a main guy. He's a fucking dealer.
He should have just shut his fucking mouth. The plan would have went successful. They could have robbed the table, and then I'm sure Chris knew who it was anyway, and they would have got their money back.
Yeah, Chris kept looking like he knew who it was. Did he? I'm not so sure who he recognised. Did he recognize Dino, or did he recognise Jackie? But once you recognise one of them, you know they're both up to it, sort of deal. But let's talk about it. So essentially, Sunshine, who's the dealer, he gets killed because he actually deserved to die for me. Retarded. Furio then gets shot in like the groin thigh region by Jackie. Christopher then.
I tell you what, I thought Furio acted like a little bitch.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, for a big tough man, it was.
Oh, mamma mia! My groin, not me, my Luigi.
Groin, it was fucking thigh. It was nowhere near his groin.
Anyway, he gets shot and he's fucking screaming.
Upper leg.
And Tony's like, fucking neeps. What's going on there?
And the two stooges, the two guys that decided to rob it, I mean, earlier in the episode, they say that they respect Chris and they like Chris because he's not afraid to voice his opinion and stand up for himself. And again, we've seen that here with Chris. After this shootout happened and those two guys, well, they try and get away. Richie Aprile Jr.
Jackie
Aprile Jr. He manages to get a car and hijack it and drive off. He doesn't let his friend in. And then Chris ends up coming up from behind and shooting him. But after this, it's like, Tony's like, right, I don't know about retribution. I'll have to decide what we're going to do. And Chris is like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. This guy's tried to kill me. I'm a made man, Tony, so he's dead. And then Tony's like, saying to Chris, no. I'm Tony Soprano. You'll do what I say. And then Christopher lets him have it. He's basically like, so we have to follow your rules, but you don't follow them. I like Christopher standing up to Tony here.
He's like, I fucking loved you, man. But I think Christopher will feel hard done by here. And should feel hard done by. And just like Furio should. And more or less everybody at that card game.
Because if this was a hit on Tony Soprano, man, if they did this to a game he was playing, he'd want them all dead.
Yeah, no, make no mistake about it, he would absolutely be dead. But Jackie Aprile Jr. is the only surviving member of the hit squad, which doesn't really surprise me. And we don't see him for the rest of the episode, but we do get a meeting here between Ralphie and Tony. Ralph says, you know what? I want to give the kid a pass. He mainly puts this down to his relationship with his mother, Jackie's mother. I mean, how awkward would that be, though? Because she knows that Ralph has got pretty much the final say here as captain of that crew. Like, how could he be in a relationship with her if he just gave the green light for her son to die? How would that even work?
He can't, so I don't think he's going to. Tony doesn't want him to. Tony keeps telling Ralph, here, it's your decision, Ralph, and I'll back you. But Tony was very pleasantly surprised when he found out that Ralph wanted to give the kid a chance.
Yeah, and you know what? It makes an easy decision. Is it a harder decision? What is the correct? We've put up for a poll, but what do you genuinely think is the right decision? To let him live or to kill him? Killing him doesn't really... I mean,
who took the first shot? Was it not?
It wasn't Jackie, because he shot Furio, so he didn't take the first shot. But then, like...
Hard to tell, they're all wearing balaclavas.
Yeah, there was 4 of them. I mean, there was bullets flying everywhere, man.
What do you think? Maybe like a beat down or something and told never to step foot here again, or never show his face again, or... I don't think he'll be in Tony's house dating Meadow anytime soon.
No, that's kind of out the window anyway. But yeah, I think considering what actually happened, all that really happened is a dealer died and Furio will live. A lot worse has happened, I think, in the history of the world, and I think he's alright. He's good to go, Jackie. I think he should be banished, never to be seen again, maybe thrown a beating, but I don't think he should be killed for this. I mean, we've seen loads of similar scenarios in TV shows like this, and for me, I mean, it definitely actually killed Furio or Chris. Absolutely. I think if he killed Chris, Tony probably would have killed him himself, but Ralph has gave him the pass, so to speak. But we'll see what happens in the season finale. He then tells Rosalie that he had a drug problem, and he probably went to Florida. Then to end the episode, guys, Patsy Paresi takes a test drive with Gloria, says that when I kill you, it's not going to be cinematic, and then gets out. And then we see him getting groceries, and it ends the episode.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the episode ends The penultimate episode ends with this fucking nobody who's just warned Gloria, here, if you keep messing with Tony, I'm the last face you're going to see. And then his face is the last face we literally see as the penultimate episode ends. And it's like, is this really the guy we want to see last? Just buying fucking groceries, then driving away as we go into the finale of season 3?
I'm sorry, but this needed to end with Jackie Aprile or something. Who cares about this guy? Fuck, you would end it with Tony buying groceries, man, I'd be questioning it. But this guy? This fucking bum? Do not understand this one bit. Anyway, it's time to rate the episode. I am going to give it a 6 out of 10.
I'll get a 6 out of 10 as well. I think The Sopranos is always, it's decent, it's solid. It just doesn't
Blow you away, does it?
No, it doesn't. Like,
Right, well, right, I obviously know what happens, but predictions for this season 3 finale. Halfway point, season 3, boom. What's happening? Who's dead?
could we see Richie getting the blame? Could maybe Jackie say
Richie? Richie's dead.
No, not who's Jackie Aprile?
Aye,
Who's
what's
his stepdad?
Ralph?
Could we see Ralph getting the blame, possibly? Could Jackie Aprile maybe say he put him up to it? I don't know if that would make any sense, but I don't know. I just kind of think we'll maybe see Ralph. Will Ralph die in the end of season 3? And then we know that Ralph doesn't really get along either with Tony's crew. Possibly. I don't know. There's no real storyline though. That's the fit. The only storyline going on really is Jackie Aprile is messing up and Tony's had enough of him, and then the Tony and Gloria storyline.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not much is happening.
What is happening with Polly apart from the fact he's just incompetent? We haven't even seen Silvio, so we don't know if anything's happening with her. Chris is just basically, doing a couple of things that Tony wants him to do. It's been a while since we've seen Chris and his girlfriend, whose name I totally forget. Adriana. Furio is essentially just muscle. He doesn't really have his own storylines or character, and he's currently shot. That's it. I don't know where AJ, you literally just don't see him for like 3 or 4 episodes.
Nope.
I think the last time we seen AJ, he was on the football team. He was a quarterback or a starter or something, and Tony was praising him because, I thought he was going to be a reject, but it looks like he's no bad after all. I mean, where is the storylines? Normally you watch a TV show and you've got like multiple storylines with different characters heading into the finale, but with this, it's basically just, will Tony spare Jackie Aprile Jr. and will Gloria continue to reach out to Tony? I mean, that's pretty much the only 2 things I can think that's happening.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's where we're going to end this, guys. One more episode to go. Halfway point of The Sopranos, even though season 6 is a bit of an extended one. But anyway, till next time, 6 out of 10. Peace. Food fights, Jigsaw, and a tragic end to Jackie Aprile Jr. in The Sopranos season 3 finale. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. This one is Army of One. This refers to Tobin Bell's comments when AJ is going to be potentially drafted into his school, but when he speaks, all I hear is Jigsaw, but he's not really the biggest takeaway for this episode. It is Jackie Aprile Jr. Want to play a game, Jackie boy? Right, anyway, Jackie boy played too many games. He was in a housing project in Bronton, and it's time to go. And I actually think the final nail in Jackie Aprile's coffin this episode is actually when he phoned Tony. And he's like, Tony, you gotta help me, Tony. You know what? I like Jackie Aprile as a character, but I think he's a whiny bitch. You're the guy that just fucking did this hit, and here you are, phoning the top man just to cry. You gotta help me, Tony. How about you fucking help yourself? See these people though that think they can go into hiding, like literally in the same neighbourhood. Like he's in North Jersey. You need to go to Arizona.
You need to get the fuck out.
I don't understand. You're going into hiding. You don't sit.
You don't go 5 minutes down the street, like, you know what I mean, and hide in the house.
No, you absolutely do not.
You get in your car, you fill up the gas tank, you drive as far as you fucking possibly can. Yeah.
No, that is literally what you do. You drive away, but no, what does Jackie Aprile do? He goes hiding like 2 seconds down the road. We've got the actor here, who the black guy lets him in his apartment, is, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was in The Wire. I remember we made a fid on him, he died.
I love black guys in The Wire.
Aye, but he died. No, remember the guy?
That sucks for him.
Heroin overdose. Can't remember the actor's name. Terence Williams, I believe. We made a fid on him. Died like 2 years ago. R.I.P.
Oh, him, I do actually remember that.
I get scarred down his face.
I remember that.
Aye, him, right. So yeah, R.I.P. to him, but weird that he has like such like a shit, well, that wasn't a shit cameo, but he does nothing here, but then in The Wire, he's like one of the main characters. But yeah, the weird thing about this is Jackie Aprile's in hiding, but then when Ralph has like a sit down with Silvio and Polly, everyone knows that Jackie Aprile is here. So what we doing? Are we going to kill Jackie Aprile Jr. or are we not going to kill him? Tony then has like one final meet with Ralph about Jackie, and essentially it's like, well, you've got to do what you got to do. And then what happens then? Big fat fetal waddles like a fish. Jackie Aprile leaves the apartment. I've got to clear the head. He's walking down the road. There's a bit of snow. Every day when you're walking down the street. And then this big fat fuck whips out his pistol that looks incredibly small next to him, shoots Jackie in the head one time, and Jackie's dead.
How did Jackie Aprile Jr. let this big fat fuck get the jump on him? This guy stealthed up from behind and took him out like a thief in the middle of the night. It's like, and come on. This guy can barely walk. He waddled himself into position, got behind Jackie Aprile, one shot, boom. It's like, whatever happened to final words or having a vote or something like that?
But see,
Jackie Aprile, have you got anything to say? Why don't we get something like that? We get nothing like that?
No, I don't get though. Like
Who gave the call?
The fanboys of this show will just defend this and
Was
say...
it Ralph? Did Ralph give the order?
Yeah, Ralph gave the order, yeah.
Can we see that?
No, we don't already see that.
Why?
But the fanboys, like, will just kiss the ass of this show and say, oh, but that's the mystique of it, you know. Nothing's cinematic. But it's a fucking TV show, man.
It's supposed to be cinematic, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I just don't get this.
We are out of the loop.
I think if you do everything non-cinematic, then it just loses the magic. Like, I'm not saying every death needs to be explosive here. I like deaths that are out of nowhere. But I feel like every death that we have seen up to this point in The Sopranos is literally out of nowhere.
This show pales in comparison, man, to Breaking Bad and Sons. It really does.
It does.
I mean, it can't even come close.
Like, Jackie gets killed here. There's no scene where he's trying to run away. I mean, I know him running away for this fetal guy wouldn't really last long because he escaped, but like, there's no panic, there's no running. And like, does he really think going out in broad daylight he'd be alright? He wouldn't be, right? Anyway, Jackie Aprile's dead. Carmela gets the phone call. This is after AJ gets expelled from school, and we get a funny scene where Tony's like, I provide for this family and this is what I get. And then AJ says, sucks for you, doesn't it? And then Tony, bam, he hits big AJ with a slap. I like that. Do you like that?
I liked it. Some tough love for Tony.
It was fucking deserved, right? I know now in 2023, oh, you can't show discipline to your child. This is back in, 2001?
Yeah, maybe if Carmela wasn't constantly coddling her kids, they wouldn't turn out to be so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting Tony to fucking bat or meddle, but it's not like he uppercut it.
Well, I think he might have if he caught her in this episode, like. But.
True, but it's not like he uppercut at AJ, and then when AJ was on the ground, he started stomping his head in. I mean, he hit him like half a slap. It wasn't out of order, was it?
A Soprano special.
It was a Soprano special, which was, I mean, off screen, buddy, but yeah. Then Carmela goes to be with Jackie Aprile's mom after he's dead, and then Tony's like, you see, AJ? You see, you little dumb bastard?
That's gonna happen to you.
That's gonna happen to you.
You don't sort out your shit.
AJ then phones...
Yeah, but it could. See the path AJ's going down?
It could. You know, expelled from school.
No, but look at the kind of shit he's doing, like vandalising the school and all this stuff. Like, why can't that lead to, when he's a few years older, him finding a gun and trying to make a raid on a small poker game or something like that? It could easily happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's exactly what you've got.
I think Tony's just trying to stomp this behaviour out early on.
Yeah, we see Meadow break down about Jackie Aprile's death. Yes, all the feelings are still there, buddy. And we may as well just wrap up Jackie Aprile's funeral. We'll not wrap up the end of the episode, we'll wrap up his funeral. There's barely anyone there. And then you've got some guy on the phone, I believe it was, I can't remember his name. I think he was on the phone, right? And, like, you've got... what's her name? Rua Pearl's like, hey, Tony, wasn't like this back in the day when the Super Bowl was on. Obviously, this guy's making a bet on the phone. It's like, that's not a bit disrespectful.
Aye. Tony not tell him to get out?
Aye, told him to like, leave and make the call. But no, what
I think this guy deserved to
know what I actually fucking hate about this show? One of my pet peeves. Literally every funeral they're at is because of, like, the crew, but yet they're all there pretending that they care. Does that not annoy you? I hate this fake shit. I hate to, like, you know, like Walter White wouldn't go to the fucking funeral of Gustavo Fring, would he?
No, he'd be nowhere near it.
I just
Be
honestly,
fucking happy he's dead and move on.
I get it. Oh, it's to like save face. It's like, oh, if they don't show up, something might actually happen here. We also have the FBI discussing what they're going to do next because Junior's cancer's in remission, which means, here, Rico trial's not really doing too good for him and his house arrest has been cancelled. So what are we going to do with Big Junior? How are we going to open up any more incriminating evidence? We could do it maybe through Christopher Moltisanti. He's moving through the ranks, and how are we going to do it with him? We're going to go after Adriana. So that's where they bring in Agent Deborah, and she like becomes friends with Adriana. So, right. Here we are at the end of season 3. Does Adriana strike you as a sort of dumb fuck that could flip?
Absolutely.
So there you go. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. The other thing this episode, like I said, we had Jigsaw. I like Tobin Bell as an actor. I think he's a very good actor. I think he's a great actor, but I just can't unhear Jigsaw.
Yeah, anytime I see this guy in a role, it's Jigsaw
And this
for me.
and this is before Saw.
Yeah.
Like, he was talking to AJ, he was like, if that man smokes, that's in his responsibility. He'd have a bear trap on his head, AJ. It literally just sounded like, I was expecting AJ to get strapped down here and killed. And then we've got the other beef this episode, right? So Paulie thinks he's owed $50K by Ralphie. And Ralphie's late to this sit-down, and Paulie's like, you're late. And he's like, yeah, if I was on time tomorrow, but you'd be stupid forever. Buried him. Fucking buried Paulie across the head here. Ralphie talks about here, Paulie isn't really owed anything, but I accept that his nephew was there and he's owed a wee stake, so how about 4,000? And then he's like, fuck that, 50. Then Tony's like, how about 12, big man? And Paulie can't believe...
Paulie doesn't want 12 though.
Yeah, he thinks 12's completely unacceptable, but then Silvio's like, nah, that's what the boss has said. The made man has made the decision.
No,
the
but
sit-down is over.
No, I think's pathetic. Silvio's sitting here, right? Without any sort of opinion, any backbone, anything to add to the conversation. But as soon as Tony speaks, Silvio just backs that up.
Yeah, I get it, he's the underboss, but it's still pathetic.
Why can't Silvio turn around and say to Paulie, yeah, actually, you know what, I think you've got a point. I think it's worth more than 12 grand. Or why can't he turn around and say to Paulie, you know what, Paulie, I think 12 grand's very fair considering what's happened. But he can't give his own opinion. He just repeats what Tony said.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're getting 12 grand, not because I think it's fair enough or I think it's not fair. You're getting 12 grand because Tony said you're getting 12 grand. Holy fuck. Silvio, can you not just voice your own opinion rather than just repeating what Tony said?
No, this sit down didn't need Silvio.
Yo,
I just needed Tony in the middle. But you know what, right? Paulie thinks he's owed 50K, right? Whether he's due that or not, at the end of the day, he's viewing this as Tony hoovering 38,000 off him, and I think you can clearly see here that it's the end of the road. Now, the thing is, the take that they got for this was 100,000. Ralph's crew pulled this off, and it's not really explained well. It's more like it literally just appeared this episode, and we had it the wake as well. Paulie's like, here, did you speak to Ralphie about my 50K? And Jesus.
I thought it was incredibly disrespectful.
But I think that's just another example of these guys don't give a fuck about these people who die. I get it. Jackie Aprile, hit them at this thing, but there's other examples, man. But you don't get the vibe that these guys care about each other.
Considering how important his dad was, you think people would have a bit more respect?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Tori said to him. Here, I'm here to bury my best friend's son, boy. But anyway, this is wrapped up. Paulie's only getting 12K, he's 38K short, and of course he wants to put his mum in a nursing home. So not going too well for him.
Did you not say it was 100K that Ralph got for that, his crew got for that deal?
Yeah, and
that's between them.
And Paulie's wanting 50.
So Paulie wants 50 to himself, and then Ralph and his crew have to, fight between for what? A bit of information?
Yeah, no, come on.
Paulie, just you get stuck to getting fucking left behind in the fields.
You got a bit of mayonnaise on your chin, boy. Carmela's not too happy though about AJ going to military school. Oh, they're going to train him into professional killer. Really? Is it really like that? I think this military
Teach him a bit of discipline.
Here, I'm not saying make him go through 10 years of this, but I think a couple of months wouldn't hurt him.
No?
I mean, the guy didn't even know 0530 meant. 5:30 in the morning. Like, what an absolute tool. And then Jigsaw's like, that's your biggest takeaway for what I said? 0530. What are you doing, you dumb fuck? Anyway, let's get to Jackie Aprile's burial. He's getting buried. Then, the FBI decide to turn up. They arrest Christopher and Silvio Jr. appears and he notices this. He jumps in the car and drives off. And then Big Bobby's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Junior? You need to get me, Junior! Junior!" Meadow is then involved in an argument with Jackie's sister Kelly and also this cousin. What did you make of this? Oh, our dads are in the garbage business. I can't believe you're discussing this business to outsiders. Fucking slap the head off all three of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, well, Meadow knows that they're not really in the garbage disposal business, but I guess she's got to try and save face here. Wasn't sure who the other person was, to be honest.
I think it's
just a needless scene that I didn't really need.
But see, Meadow is so adamant, like, against, like, the mafia and shit, but
she was defending it here.
Yeah, she's like a mini Carmela in that sense. But anyway, the funeral then heads over to Artie's restaurant for a luncheon. Yeah, everybody's happy here. Paulie is fuming though. On the outside, he goes to speak to Johnny Sack, and Johnny Sack's like, maybe you could give New York some of your services. So could you see Paulie betraying the crew, or could you see him not going?
Is it really betraying? Can you not get a transfer, or?
Yeah, but maybe he wants to stay and give them information or something. But they're on good terms right now, so I don't really understand what is going on here. But anyway, let's see what happened. Back inside, Junior says that Jackie Aprile Jr. was a dumb fuck. Didn't he almost drown one time in 3 inches of water at the Penguin exhibit? Fuck, I mean, what is it with burying this guy at his own funeral?
I mean, he's already getting buried like he's already dead. Let's just cut back on the criticism here.
Yeah.
The piss out of him.
Junior then stands up. He's like, fuck it, let's let live. He starts eating some bread, and then he sings Corn Ingrato, which means ungrateful heart in Italian. Everyone is touched. Everyone is like, oh, what a send-off for Jackie Aprile Jr. Meadow then starts throwing bread. She starts throwing like napkins, everything. Tony then runs after her. And then she's like, that whole funeral, it's bullshit. Then she runs across the street, almost gets run over, and then Tony returns, and then Junior just starts singing. And that's how season 3 ends. For me, the definition of lackluster. What is this fucking ending? It's not even like Meadow got hit by a car and it was a cliffhanger. It's like she backed up, you know, the story that Carmel and Tony's fed her whole life, and then here at this funeral, she completely disrespects Jackie and like also Junior and her dad and literally like everyone else that was there. What side of the fence is she on?
Fuck knows, but it wasn't a good episode. I thought it was very poor.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I mean, honestly, Rotten Tomatoes dishing it 100% for this season. Fuck, I think they need to sort their ratings out. I've never liked Rotten Tomatoes, to be fair, but I'm giving it a 4. What are you giving it?
Probably the worst season so far. I think I definitely preferred 1 and 2.
I'm giving the episode a 4. We'll get to the season rating in a wee minute.
Not the greatest episode either. Definitely been better episodes this season. I'll give it a 5. 5. Aye, 5.
Right, I'm going to give the season overall a 6. I think the overall story is pretty garbage, but I think there is some standalone episodes that are great. But for me, I'm about the story throughout the season. I'm not for one-off episodes being great and then back to reality. So for me, I'm giving the overall season. I'm giving the overall season a 6. What are you giving the overall season?
6, I think's fair.
6 is fair.
I'll stick with a 6.
4.5, guys, is the episode rating though, and we'll be back not soon for season 4. There will be a bit of a time skip.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit, not a time skip, but
there's a time skip between season 3 and 4. I think it's about a year and a bit. The Twin Towers will be knocked down in the intro for the show.
Well, that's a bit grim, like, isn't it? I mean,
it will be. But for us, we're taking a break. We're at the halfway point. It's time to take a break. Bring all these theories to life, and there's other shows to enjoy out there, isn't there?
Oh, there's better shows than The Sopranos to be watched.
So until then, guys, peace.